And then are you running back to vote PNM, 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 mother cunt, boy, I say so. PNM, mother cunt, I say so. Punish nigga more. PNM stands to punish nigga more. And Uvex lost.
Why are they pushing these 15-minute cities so hard, where everything you need is supposedly within a 15-minute walk or bike ride from your home, so you never really need to leave? On the surface, it sounds convenient, but when you look deeper, it seems like the goal is to create communities that are increasingly cut off from the rest of the world, with most communication happening online, through systems they can restrict or limit whenever they choose. What we experienced during the lockdowns, that may have been part of conditioning us to accept these limitations as normal. And notice how personal car ownership is slowly being discouraged. I've seen the 20-mile-per-hour speed zones in London. They're frustrating. Ironically, they can even lead to more emissions since you stay in low gears longer. Here's the pattern: create a problem, spark a reaction, then offer the solution. It's all moving toward one thing: making personal freedom of movement harder and more costly. Even electric cars aren't just about sustainability anymore. The real shift seems to be toward fully autonomous vehicles, cars you don't own but simply rent or hail on demand. With your own gas or diesel car, you have freedom. But with a self-driving car that runs on a centralized system, it's the software that decides where you can go and when. But as usual, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes.
For anyone who doesn't think it's possible that people at the Pentagon, some people at the Pentagon believe the UFOs are the Anunnaki returning, might I remind you that we literally have an obelisk in Washington, D.C.? And we're talking about the Pentagon, the five-sided building. And not only that, there's a pentagram built into the streets of D.C. You would be surprised what some people believe.
Important message to my
I'm currently in the Virgin Islands, and I have a message for all my island people, all the islands of the Caribbean, of the West Indies. This is a message for you. I'm realizing you all not realizing the significance of what is going on in America, in the United States of America. Understand something. This is going to trickle down to you guys. It's going to get really, really rough. It's going to get rough. Island people, island government, listen to me. Listen to me. I am from the States. I live in the States over 30 years, and I know there are many that see the same thing that I see. But for some reason, we are not preparing. Island people, we have to come back to village life where everybody is looking out for everybody. Make sure you all are planting food, because it's going to get really tough. Make sure that you have a system where as when the electricity goes, make sure that you have money, paper money, because even that is going to shut down. The banks are going to shut down. It's going to get bad. It is going to get bad, island people. And the only way we're going to survive this is if we stand together, support one another. Go back to the days when you look out for your neighbor. If you have a piece of bread, give your neighbor a piece of bread. 2 sweet potatoes, some onion, whatever it is you have, some lime, some lemon, some mango, whatever you have is going to go back to that. Island people, island government, I don't see y'all preparing. Y'all are not taking this thing serious enough. This is slavery. That's what's going on in America, slavery. They're trying to take us back to slavery. Please watch what is going on. It is going to trickle down to us. Please, island people, understand this. I am pleading with y'all, because y'all are not doing enough. You're not prepared for what is coming. Island people, you are not prepared for what is coming. You have to do something, all of us. I'm begging and pleading with you, because it's going to get really, really, really bad.
Yeah, people, it's your boy again. So here what's going on. I'm talking to somebody the other day and I tell them, you know, people really don't understand how corruption does affect Trinidad and Tobago, right? And this place ripe with corruption. It has corruption on all levels. Everybody only seeking their own interests, and once their interests is being seen about, they really do business with nothing, right? We have politicians that has come and talk about projects costing hundreds of millions. We have a Brian Lara Stadium that started at 200 million and end up costing $1 billion. We have budgets that have been between 50 to 60 billion dollars, and yet you look around the place and you want to know where the money does go. And one of the problems I think it have in the country is that people don't understand the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. So I'm going to explain it to you and break it down real simple. And I wanted to share this video wide so that people can understand the gravity of the situation. So, if I pay you $100,000 a month, right? In 12 months, you will make $1.2 million. Right? In 12 months, 1 year. If I pay you that same $100,000 a month, do you know how long it is going to take you to earn $1 billion? Pull out your calculator and you do the maths if you think I on shit or something. It will take you 833.33333 years. So just over 833 years. And I want you to understand that that is the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. The difference is 833 years, which means that in 10 lifetimes, you will never see that money. $1 billion. So I want you to understand, when you see poverty, people living below the poverty line, and you're asking yourself, but how poverty could exist in such an oil and gas rich country, a country with so much resources, is because of greed. When you hear that our Auditor General report saying that $2.6 billion unaccounted for, it means that over 1,600 years of money is unaccounted for. When you hear Brian Lara Stadium went from $200 million to $1 billion, that is an 833 year gap. So I want to let you understand, $1 million and $1 billion is two different kettle of fish. You will make 1.2 million in 1 year. It will take you 833 years to make $1 billion. And understand this, that is for somebody who earning $100,000 a month.
Trinidad and Tobago, a pleasant good night. Now, Karen wanted me to respond to the CPAP workers who lost their jobs today. Now, I wasn't going to say nothing, because yellow is the code, right? I wasn't really going to say anything, but Karen kind of, inspire me to do this video. Now, almost 11,000, to be exact, 10,800, I think, people, CPAP workers lost and contractors lost their jobs today. You have so many people now going on the breadline. Yeah. Yellow is the code, right? I am very saddened by this. But this is what you voted for. This is what Trinidad and Tobago voted for. And then next week, when they give the people the job, that is if they might be able to hire so many people again. But when they go and they give their people work, they will say, well, they created 10,800 jobs when they actually let go 10,800 people. So to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, what all you get, all you take. I am sorry, but yellow is the code. This is how the government is moving. They are not a government who is for the people, because their slogan was, when UNC win, everybody wins. Well, we see who losing now. Everybody now winning. And it was a lie. And they will continue to run their government on lies and propaganda, because that is how they came in office. Because of lies and propaganda that you all believe. So have a wonderful evening. Yellow is the code.
You guys know the reason why so many black women are losing their jobs or leaving the corporate workforce, government, whatever, by force or voluntarily, is because they never wanted us there in the first place. Which is why we have like the highest rates of workplace harassment and bullying. When you work in an office setting where it's majority non-black people, you're going to be targeted. You're not getting out of it, boo. And unfortunately, it is very common. Now, this is why a lot of black people did not want to come back from out of work from home, because we be tired of dealing with people constantly. The microaggressions, the passive aggressiveness, the belittling, the trying to nitpick you to death, every little thing you do. I mean, people constantly watching you. It really does stress you out. And it's all because they don't feel that you deserve to be where you're at. They literally don't want you to have anything. Definitely nothing more than them. And we know this isn't for all non-black people, but we also aren't going to play dumb and act like that's not the case a lot of times. I've been to a lot of places, and every single one, there's at least a few people who clearly have that sentiment, who don't even want to speak to you when they see you, right? Give you attitude for no reason. You could be the nicest, coolest, calmest person, but you know how it is. At the end of the day, when you are one or two of the black people at an organization, a lot of times, especially when affirmative action was here, they only hired you to meet the quota. So they won't seem racist. So it won't seem like they're intentionally keeping black people out, even though that's what they want to do, and that's exactly what they've been doing, which is why they fulfill it to the bare minimum. So now that there's a reason or excuse to let go of people, we're the first ones on the chopping block a lot of times. Because now it's like, oh, we're not forced to have you here. We don't have a reason to keep you. Even if you're doing a great job, even if you're qualified or whatever, you're gonna go first. And we know that whenever there's economic issues, it always hits black people first and the hardest. But yeah, they never wanted us there, black women or men. But at the end of the day, this system, even working a 9-to-5, is inhumane. It literally sucks the humanity out of you. I've always said working in an office building or any type of office is evil. We're supposed to be spending time with our family, fulfilling our purpose. And instead, we're spending an hour on the road to commute, spending 8 hours at work, an hour back home. Now, dinner ain't ready, kids hungry, we getting home, now we got to pay for after school care. All of that stuff is inhumane. It's evil, and it was created to suck the essence out of each one of us successfully. But the good thing is, from this, we can now go into our true callings, our true passions, entrepreneurship, and get out from under the oppression of corporations, office building, government, or wherever you work. A boss. and you can be your own boss. It's pushing us into a new thing. So take it, stride, resell, do whatever it is you need to do, because you can do it. We can do it.
The government is set to make it mandatory for all citizens to walk with a form of ID at all times. This will help police to enforce the proposed changes concerning the new legal age limit to consume alcohol, marijuana, and to gamble. The Minister of Homeland Security, Roger Alexander, says the new laws will be enforced by the police. This is totally dumb. There must be an easier way to enforce these new laws than inconveniencing everyone. So you're telling me, if I go into the parlor to buy a snack, why go into the savannah to kick ball? I have to walk with my ID. Why doesn't this just apply to people who want to enter an establishment that sells alcohol or permits gambling? Trinidad and Tobago is not a police state, and this is just another way for police to harass the poor citizens of this country. All you go let me know what y'all think.
So listen guys, this video is for all my Caribbean people, Jamaican, Trinidadian, Barbados, Antigua, Dominica, Haitian, whatever Caribbean country you come from. Listen and listen carefully. If you're in the state of Florida and you know that it is not together, you know that your paperwork is not together, may I beg you know, if you're not there, or not stay up on the down low. If you're not planning to come here, don't even think about it. Because the state of Florida has gone into beast mode where immigration is concerned. They don't give two shit no more. It's like a cloud of darkness come over these people when it comes to immigration, and they're not playing. The governor has made it a point of his duty to make sure that no immigrants will stay in the state of Florida. Whether documented or undocumented, everybody's get caught up in this shit right now. You understand what I say? I am here legally and the shit bothers me, much less the undocumented community. You understand what I say? So they have built a new detention center out in the middle of the Everglades. If you don't know what the middle of the if you don't know what the Everglades is, go to Google, research it. I'm sure they're going to tell you what it is. The Everglades is the habitat for thousands of big snake, python, anaconda, whatever you want to call it. The biggest of the biggest alligators and crocodiles are out there. You got mosquito out there big like an airplane. You understand me? It is the middle of nowhere. That's the wildlife habitat. That's where they live. You understand me? So this is where they put, it was an old airport, and this is a one-way in, and the only way you're going to get out of that place is and back on a flight going back home to the country where you come from. If you try to escape that place, you will be eaten by alligators and crocodile out there. You understand me? And they don't give two shit. You understand me? I say, because whatever the president wants to get done, he will get it done, because he already put people in places to get that done. So demonstrating is not going to stop this. Because for me, I thought that this place was going to be up and running in the latter part of the year. Listen, the place was up and running in less than a week. Right now, as I speak to you, the president is already over there to go and see the opening of the facility. The facility was built to welcome 5,000 immigrants, and I'm sure when it is full to capacity, they will put additional tents, because it's tents out there. And Florida is a tropical country. It is very hot right now here in Florida. So imagine being out there under those tents. You understand me? Where heat will kill you. Mosquito go near off your ears. You think when you hear nothing sing it? Mosquito go sing more than more my father out there. So when the time come. You understand me? I say, imagine just being beaten up out there by mosquito. If there's no proper AC unit out there, you all gonna get fried up in that place. You know, get fried up in it. So you're living in the state of Florida, you get caught. That's where you will be going. Alligator, Alcatraz, brother. So me I beg you to stay safe, brother. This is what I can never understand. Last year when 3 hurricanes hit Florida, you have people right now currently don't have nowhere to live. Still living in hotel because they don't have nowhere to go. There are homeless veterans on the streets of Florida living out there, and they can't find nowhere to put them. But what amazed me is how fast that this place was up and running to house illegal aliens, according to them, because that's what they call us. So guys, may I beg you to get on the shit together. If you're not here, stay where you are. If you're in the state of Florida, keep on the down low. Stay out of trouble. Because right now, these people gone into beast mode. Like they don't care no more. It's what it is. You understand me? It's what it is. You're going to be in the middle of nowhere, brother. And Florida is very hot right now. I can't stress that enough. It is very hot. So me I beg you do what you have to do and stay safe and stay out of problem. Because once you get caught in the state of Florida, that'll be where they're hosing you all. You understand me? So me I beg you do the needful. Be safe out there.
I hope this message goes far and wide today. Yes. This is to anybody who is considering coming to the United States of America to attend the FIFA World Cup in Miami. Now, the authorities here in the United States released a statement to say, make sure you have proper identification on you. You'll be safe from getting snatched off the street by unidentified men in masks. Don't come. Do not come here. Soccer game is going to be worth your life, honey. I don't care what kind of identification. Because what they're not telling you is they have rounded up actual citizens. They have rounded up people in the U.S. Marshal system because their skin was brown with identification on them and tried to deport them. They have rounded up U.S. citizens, doctors, lawyers, military, union workers that have proper identification. They have rounded them up, zip-tied them, threw them in the back of a truck, and hauled them off to location. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know the places that they're hauling these people off to. The few places we have found where they are hauling these people off to who are American citizens with identification. Some of the few places we know are empty buildings where they lock them behind doors and don't provide them with food or water or blankets or air condition or heat or anything. And they won't let the proper officials in to make sure these people are okay and to check for their documentation. Do not come here. It is not safe. And this is coming from a white woman. Do not come here. It is not safe. Watch the goddamn soccer game on TV, dear. Do not come here. It doesn't matter how much money you have, how much status you have. You are not safe in the US of A today. Do not come here. They are lying to you. Do not come here. Spread the message. Please. Please. We cannot have any more people come here and get hemmed up. Please. We are fighting to save the ones that are here. They are arresting and throwing into fucking chambers people who are U.S. Marshals. A man that was in the military. Children with ID. People in immigration court getting proper identification. You're not safe here. You're not safe here. You're not safe here. Well,
I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but why does tornadoes never hit banks? It never hit prisons, military bases, police stations, or casinos. But somehow they always find neighborhoods, homes, schools, especially the ones full of kids. You think that's by chance, by coincidence? No, that's targeting. Remember, what I say here is for entertainment purpose only. So why is this happening? You're watching engineered weather in real time. Tornadoes don't spin blindly. They're guided because man stopped predicting weather a long time ago and started controlling it. Need proof? Project Cumulus. Look it up. The UK literally seeded clouds to cause rain. That was in the 1950s. During the Cold War, the US openly studied hurricane steering and rain-making weapons. Then suddenly, silence. And now we have HARP, radar fog control, and classified tech. Yet somehow, these deadly storms always skip the money and hit the poor, always spare the system and crush the people. Ask yourself, what's more effective than a bomb? A storm, one that kills children, wipes homes, breaks spirits, and no one's blamed. If elite buildings are untouched, maybe they're shielded. Maybe they're using tech we're not even allowed to whisper about. They say act of God, but what if it's an act of government? Wake up, this isn't weather, this is warfare, with clouds for cover.
This is just a theory, not a fact.
Oh wait, I thought that they said that the aliens was coming in November. So they say it looks like the aliens will be here a little sooner than November. So they saying that this is breaking news, y'all. They saying they will hold a press conference today at 6:30, speaking about the aliens. Now, y'all, I don't know how true this is, but I just seen that on X. So they saying that it's breaking news. Now, I wonder what's going to take place once these aliens get here and what's going to happen. So they're not telling us what's going to happen. They're just saying an alien invasion in November. But they're saying the aliens is going to be here a little sooner than November. So y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Now, y'all, this is breaking news. This is breaking news. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments, because I think it's about to get kind of crazy. But I remember Rashad Jamal saying, don't pay attention to that alien invasion. It's something they probably doing, and it's going to be fake. Y'all let me know if y'all remember that video. In TikTok, this is for entertainment purpose only. I'm only on here to bring awareness to my friends for educational purposes only. Y'all let me know in the comments.
I just got another message from my military friend, and this one's got me uneasy. Follow and hear this before it disappears like the last one. He's stationed overseas, and every time something strange moves on the chessboard, he gives me a quiet heads up. Today, he said something simple but heavy. Watch the water, watch the sky, and don't trust the calm. There is a lot more to it, but I can't say it here. He said they're running nighttime ops that don't exist, and entire sectors are going dark. Not in the news, not on radar, like the lights are being shut off before the real storm hits. I asked him what he meant by don't trust the calm. He said, the drills aren't drills, the skies aren't skies, and the next wave isn't going to be human. I can't even explain what that last part means here. There's a lot more I was told, but if I say it on here, this video's gone. So I just uploaded the full uncut message breakdown to my brand new Patreon. If you want to know what he saw, what's moving, and what might be coming, it's all there, and then some. Don't just scroll past this one. Pay attention. Something's shifting, and someone doesn't want us prepared. In spite of the silence, we're still watching.
Yeah, people, it's your boy again. So here what's going on. I'm talking to somebody today and I tell them, you know, people really don't understand how corruption does affect Trinidad and Tobago, right? And this place ripe with corruption. It has corruption on all levels. Everybody only seeking their own interests, and once their interest is being seen about, they really do business with nothing, right? We have politicians that has come and talk about projects costing hundreds of millions. We have a Brian Lara Stadium that started at 200 million and end up costing $1 billion. We have budgets that have been between 50 to 60 billion dollars, and yet you look around the place and you want to know where the money does go. And one of the problems I think it have in the country is that people don't understand the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. So I'm going to explain it to you and break it down real simple. And I wanted to share this video wide so that people can understand the gravity of the situation. So, if I pay you $100,000 a month, right? In 12 months, you will make $1.2 million. Right? In 12 months, 1 year. If I pay you that same $100,000 a month, do you know how long it is going to take you to earn $1 billion? Pull out your calculator and you do the maths if you think I on shit or something. It will take you 833.33333 years. So just over 833 years. And I want you to understand that that is the difference between 1 million and 1 billion. The difference is 833 years, which means that in 10 lifetimes, you will never see that money. $1 billion. So I want you to understand, when you see poverty, people living below the poverty line, and you're asking yourself, but how poverty could exist in such an oil and gas rich country, a country with so much resources, is because of greed. When you hear that our Auditor General report saying that $2.6 billion unaccounted for, it means that over 1,600 years of money is unaccounted for. When you hear Brian Lara Stadium went from $200 million to $1 billion, that is an 833-year gap. So I want all to understand, $1 million and $1 billion is two different kettle of fish. You will make 1.2 million in 1 year. It will take you 833 years to make $1 billion. And understand this, that is for somebody who earning $100,000 a month.
Very interesting. I want to talk about this today. And I know a lot of people wouldn't like me for this, but that is crazy. That is crazy. Do I have it? Talk to me really fast, please. Yeah, because we sent it and I made sure over the weekend. Make sure over the weekend you did nothing. Yeah, okay? So kind of cool it now, please. Yeah. You know you like to have your own way now. And when you don't get your own way, you get angry. You get bitter when you don't get your own way. So kind of take it down in the back, please. Kind of take it down in the back. Nobody's intimidated, neither scared of you. Okay? So I'm dead serious. Take it down. Because when we needed you yesterday to work, you were no time available between 6 and 8. All right? So you take it down. Nobody's intimidated by you. Don't get me upside, yeah? Don't get me upside down, please. So ladies and gentlemen, imagine this officer here, how much tickets he issued? All right, and let me tell you something. I think he issued about 1,400. Over 1,400. And I'll tell you something with this ticket thing. Look how life is, and let me tell you something. And you have Alexander laughing and congratulating this officer. That is shameless and disgusting. It is very, very disgusting. I will tell you why. Show me officers that finding guns, locking up criminals, and dealing with the criminal elements, and give them an award. But I am sure, thank you, I am sure, ladies and gentlemen, and I will tell you this, that is what we are boasting about. 600 plus died last year. 600 plus died last year. And when police kill 2 or 3 bandits or 2 or 3 persons, you have the Police Service Commission questioning and questioning the Commissioner of Police. You understand? And the Commissioner of Police is right. Guevara is right to say, but wait now, 600, we must not forget last year, 600 plus died last year. And it just goes to show, I never knew that the ticketing was a competition. I never knew. But how do you feel when there are people out there, there are elderly people who might be driving. They mightn't know about a particular road. They mightn't put on an indicator in time. They might have a broken tail light that they don't have money to because it's so expensive. But the police vehicles have all the broken tail light, all the terrible, this light broken, that broken. But listen to me, that does not matter, but come and oppress the small man. And it's a competition to give tickets. And just imagine, because even Alexander is laughing there. He's laughing. And the politicians, that is something really nice. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, police will not pull them over. No police pulling over a black Prado that is occupied by a senator or a member of parliament. Do you think a police officer going to give them a ticket? No. It is small man they're coming for. It's a competition. And I don't see no competition in that. And this one made 800 and that one made 800. I think they just sent it to me here. I just have to tell you, tickets tighten. Highway Patrol hailed rewards after writing 1,400 traffic tickets in 6 months. Just imagine that, and that is a joy for them. What about someone who might just have a phone in their hand and by mistake they just rest it down or they put it down? Not all the time, but because it is a competition. It is a competition. Who can get the most ticket? And you feel you could get me to congratulate. I don't see nothing to be happy about, because there are cases. I can put my neck on a block where people beg and show their innocence and say, sir, I didn't know it had a road. I didn't know it had a no entry sign there. I did not know. What could be, and we could celebrate about that? That is what we could celebrate about? Let's celebrate about bringing the persons who are responsible for 600 murders. Let's celebrate because maybe the police got eradicated about maybe 150 of them this year so far. That is what we should be celebrating. When large cache of guns found and whatnot, that is what we should be celebrating. When big hundreds and hundreds of $1,000 worth in cocaine and marijuana field destroyed. Commend the officers. You don't have to do it publicly, but privately. But for a ticket, and we're happy about that. We are happy about that. That is a great thing. That's a great thing. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. It also went on to say, ladies and gentlemen, I just had to tell you this. PC Stephen Clark, 970 tickets. PC Anthony Joseph, 734 tickets. WPC Nada Warner, 718 tickets. WPC Cheyenne Skeet, 670 tickets. A beautiful time. Wow, the competition is growing. Just imagine that, ladies and gentlemen. And we as a nation, happy about that. Happy about it. How many of you beg sometimes and say, well, officer didn't see no entry sign. Officer didn't know it had a traffic light there. Officer didn't know there. No, I have no problem with issuing tickets now. Officer didn't know, I didn't know. Oh, because there are cases sometimes I've seen people beg and people genuinely did not know. Look, right in front of my studio, there's you can't make a right. But there's a little sign that you cannot make a right. And there are people who might just made it, but they don't know, they're not from around there. Do you know how many times I've gone different parts of Trinidad and maybe go up a no entry and say, oh my God, I didn't, this. And people giving you light because I'm not from around there. Sometimes a little street might be a no entry sign and you don't even know. You don't even know. But it is a that is oppression. That is oppression. Because why people could rejoice? Because they are in position that nobody would stop them and give them a ticket. Why we can't showcase the positive things what we are doing? That is what the TTPS could show and be happy that an officer gives somebody 1,400 tickets in 6 months. That is fighting crime. That is fighting crime. Wow, that is fighting crime. We as a nation, we are on the world stage. That is how we deal with crime. When our mothers and fathers are gunned down every day. When our business people are gunned down every day. When we have double murders, triple murders. When our business people can't even walk in peace. When we can't even get Forex. We have to beg like dog for 100 US. We have no protection. Not everybody has a licensed firearm. But you know what, as a nation, we can rejoice. You know what the TTPS can rejoice about. You know what the Ministry of National Security can rejoice about. We have given 1,400 tickets. 1,400 tickets to who? And I could put my neck on a block. People would be upset with me. But you know what? I don't care if you lock me off. I don't care. I live my life. I don't care what friend and thing, you know. I don't care what people think about me, you know. But I could not sit down here today. When I saw that, I said that is craziness. That is craziness. And now you realize, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, sometimes you have people who really overdo it. They speed, they take the shoulder, they're talking on their phone, all kind of thing, normal, and then police stop you, well, you have to get your ticket. It ain't nothing like, you know, people will call me up and say, you're wrong, and you're wrong. But when you look at that, that is what we are rejoicing. 600 people plus died last year in 2024. How many? I challenge you today. Show us our detection. Show us how many breakthroughs we have made. How many breakthroughs we have made pertaining to those 600 plus who was killed. How much? Out of the 100. Let's say out of the 100. We did 45, we did 50%, we did 60, or we did 5. 10 cases out of the 100 that was solved. Tell me, but we can rejoice because we oppress people and give them a ticket and oh happy day. Let's laugh. Ha ha! It's a competition. Wow, that is what we have to show as a nation. Who don't like it too bad? Who don't like it too bad? But that, if you all think that is PR, if you think that is PR, that is distasteful. It is distasteful. It is distasteful. And you put up, so you now realize how sometimes they even lie and say, I saw you hold your phone in your hand. I saw you hold your phone. How you can see me hold my phone? I maybe just tilt a little bit to move a bag, but you see me put on our phone. How many of you beg and cry in front of some of these officers, but they don't want to listen because you know what? It is a competition. And then you have the great, Mr. Alexander, shaking the guy's hand. He's laughing. It's a great time. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. We got 1,400 tickets issued. Have you made the road safer? Okay, made the road safer, but you think you make me safer at my home? You think you made the business people safer? No. But that's a great day. Wow, that's a great day. I know my statement today wouldn't really go down good with a lot of people, but the right thing is the right thing. If I could stand there and say that is a very good thing, something wrong with me. And issuing a ticket is a competition where the police service has reached. Well, everybody give ticket and don't solve crime because nothing has been solved. Nothing. Nothing. Every day a businessman getting robbed. Every day somebody leaving a bank getting robbed. Nothing is happening. And that's why at the end of the day, and I would say it big and bold, they will always come to crime watch. They will always come to Ian Allen. And I have seen the best come at me, and I have seen the best gone. Like yesterday waters, gone and forgotten. Let's take a fast break.
Just in, Donald Trump has now shut down DC. Let me explain. So what he's done, and he's just announced moments ago that the capital, Washington, DC, all the police will be under federal government control, and that he and the federal government and the National Guard will be taking over the city to fix all crime and basically get rid of every crime, all homeless people off the streets pretty much immediately. And if you go online and search Washington, D.C. today, you will see that there is havoc all over the place. I mean, homeless people are fighting the police and people are getting shot. It is absolutely crazy. So let's see what happens with Washington, D.C. Do you guys think Donald Trump, his crazy solution would actually work? Or do you think it'll turn to shit?
Baghdad we doubled up on Baghdad. Panama City, Brasilia, San Jose, Costa Rica, Bogota, Colombia, heavy drugs. Mexico City, I mentioned, Lima, Peru, all double and triple what they are. So do you want to live in places like that? Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly.
Well, there you have it, folks. Donald Trump has completely taken over Washington, D.C. on a federal level. He has invoked the National Guard. into coming in. 1,000 National Guard are going to be deployed into Washington, D.C. Right at the beginning part of that little video, you guys, he said all of those places are safer than Washington, D.C. The crime rate in all of those places are safer than Washington, D.C. Not only that, but he also ended up saying, and this speech is still going on, you guys, he also ended up saying this: Washington, D.C. is not going to be the last one. They are going to be going city to city, state to state, taking over on a federal level. It has begun.
Breaking news. News that is indeed breaking. Holy shit, y'all. It's starting. It's starting. So last night, Donald Trump issued an order to pretty much send a bunch of the National Guard, security guard, to Washington, D.C., and now everyone's implying that he's supposed to be enacting martial law. This is the news report that just happened, the live that was just playing, where number 47 of Washington, D.C. stated he's now going to be taking over the Washington Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control under the guise of the National Security Guard or the National Guard. Martial law is about to be enacted. I was literally in the middle of eating breakfast. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was literally in the middle of eating breakfast, and I just watched this entire thing. He said, I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor. I'm sorry. You mean the same nation's capital that you previously took part in doing the insurrection on? That same capital? And now he's taking control over the capital. This is the start of that dictatorship that we were talking about. This is what's going on in Washington, D.C. right now, y'all. In Washington, D.C., Donald Trump is putting the whole city on lockdown.
Cannot convince me right here that this is not some dictator type shit. Typically, governors control the National Guard in their state. But what this man is talking about?
That are bad, very bad. You look at Chicago, how bad it is. You look at Los Angeles, how bad it is. We have other cities that are very bad. New York has a problem. And then you have, of course, Baltimore and Oakland. We don't even mention that anymore. They're so far gone.
Damn.
We're not going to let it happen. We're not going to lose our cities over this. And this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick, very quickly. Is
it me or every city that he mentioned is a Democratic city? Pretty soon, every city gonna have a National Guard walking around, right? This is how you slowly but surely implement martial law. Something he's been claiming he was gonna do for a while. Look like Project 2025 is active. But shit, this is what y'all voted for.
So this comment is on that video I just posted where Shogunasboro police taking away the vendors' market stuff because, I don't know, it is illegal vending. Now read this comment here, right? They go take it home for them family, people trying to make an honest dollar. Now I always ask myself because I always want to know, right? When the police take these people's stuff and they take it to the police station, do the vendors go to the station and get their stuff after, or the police does destroy it? Because I can't understand. After you spend your money to plant your stuff or you buy your stuff, come and sell, and these police take your stuff. and throw it away because that is real madness. Or at least a comment because I want
Trump announced, starting this morning, all 50 states across the United States will completely eliminate homelessness. This time, we will thoroughly clean up the country. He spoke bluntly on social media. Let our nation be safer and more beautiful than ever before. The policy is highly coercive. Those willing to leave will receive official assistance. Those who insist on staying will be directly classified as criminals. We will lock you up in the prison that belongs to you. There is no room for negotiation, no nice guy approach. Trump is confident, declaring that the speed will be as swift and efficient as the border changes, from millions flooding in over months to achieving zero. The operation has already begun in the dead of night. The president has begun deploying personnel from the U.S. Secret Service and Customs and Border Protection. As early as last night, these personnel could be seen patrolling the brightly lit nightlife districts of Washington, D.C. The homeless must leave our country. The campaign has begun in the Capitol, launching with force. The great President Trump.
Donald Trump claims there's no room for the homeless in Washington. They have to go. Now, he tweets this out today. We're having a news conference tomorrow in the White House. I'm going to make our Capitol safer and more beautiful than it ever was before. The homeless have to move out immediately. We will give you places to stay, but far from the Capitol. The criminals, you don't have to move out. We're going to put you in jail where you belong. And it's all going to happen really fast, just like the border. We went from millions pouring in to zero in the last few months. This will be easier. Be prepared. There will be no more Mr. Nice Guy. We want our capital back. Now remember, last month, Donald Trump signed an executive order making it easier for cities to remove the homeless people. Looks like he's sticking to that plan. He wants to clean up Washington. He wants to move the homeless people so far away and bring the criminals to justice. Seems like he has a lot on his plate. Like, what's gonna happen next?
UK, no ID, no groceries. From August 12th, a shocking new supermarket rule comes into force. Without a government-issued photo ID, you will not be allowed to enter any supermarket in the UK, even for basic essentials like bread or milk. Officials claim it's to stop shoplifting and fraud, but critics say it will destroy daily life for millions. This means teenagers, pensioners without passports, and anyone who's simply forgotten their wallet could be turned away at the door. Supermarkets will have staff at entrances checking IDs, and shoppers say this feels like airport-style security just to buy food. Campaigners warn it's the start of a two-tier shopping system. And here's the worst part. Fail the ID check once, and you could be banned from that store for a month. Many are now asking, is this really about safety?
I'm at work and I had a breakdown in the bathroom because it's just like, why are we living like this? There's 7 days in a week and most of us work 5 days a week. Why? Money is fake. Money is an illusion. Time is an illusion. You know what's real though? My fucking energy. I'm tired. I'm drained and this shit doesn't make sense. This shit doesn't make sense. And I don't know why we're still going along with it. If everyone stops, this shit can stop. If everyone stops, this shit can stop. Like, genuinely.
If everyone stop, this shit can stop. Why are we paying taxes? Why are we going to work? Why are we paying rent? Like, and I'm talking for no reason because it's never going to happen. But why are we living like this? Like, genuinely, why? Who does this earth belong to that we have to pay rent? Who are we paying rent to? Like, bro, this shit is getting so fucking annoying. I don't understand. What the fuck? Like, yo, bro, we're paying for basic fucking needs, bro. We're paying for basic fucking needs, dog. Like, I just feel like I'm going so fucking crazy because every time I bring it up, it's like, yeah, well, what can you do? Well, yeah, we still gotta go to work. Well, yeah, there's still bills to be paid. Exactly, bro. Like, if everyone just fucking stop, bro. Them people that marched in the Capitol, they had the right motive. Just the right motive. They had the right idea, but the wrong motive. Excuse me. Because, they had the right fucking idea, bro. Like, why are we living like this? Why are we listening to these imaginary rules? Why are we sending our sons, daughters, husbands to go fight for fucking rich people? If they put down the gun right now, those rich people are not gonna pick up the gun to continue doing what they're doing, bro. They need us. And all we have to do is stop. Any excuse that we have, I have kids, I have bills. If we stop, bro, they have no choice but to fucking give us decent living. Like, niggas cannot afford living. We govern each other, literally. We have our own free will. If everyone in militaries around the world, fucking Israel that's bombing Palestine and all that, if every military sergeant stops at their free will, what the fuck are the leaders gonna do? It's not like they're gonna pick up the fucking gun and continue doing your work. They're not going to. They need you. If we stop paying rent right now, everybody, what the fuck are they gonna do? Nothing. They can't do anything. They're harvesting our fucking energy, bro. This shit is spiritual, dog. Like, if we just stop, it can all stop. Like, dead ass. I don't understand why we're doing this. I don't understand why we're living like this. I don't understand it. Like, I genuinely don't understand it. I feel like I'm going fucking crazy. We're paying for basic necessities, for housing, food, all that. We didn't ask to be here. They're normalizing shit that shouldn't be normalized. To pay our fucking bills, we gotta pay a mini bill to pay our bill. What the fuck is a processing fee? If I can't pay my bill, they're gonna add money because I paid my bill late. Bitch, I wasn't trying to be late. If I had the money, I would have paid y'all. But adding more money to that, what is that gonna do? Everything is money, something that's made up. This shit is so fucking annoying, bro. For what? These fucking rich people, bro, oh my god, bro. I am sick of this shit. Why are we living like this? I'm most likely gonna delete this video and make another one with notes and stuff so just I can properly articulate myself because I have so much to talk about on this topic because it's just like, what the fuck? But it's like, if we all just stop, what the fuck? Like, we came into a fucking world where these rules were already fucking established by who, God knows who, all these fucking old ass people that fucking died a long time ago. Why the fuck are we living like this? You're struggling so the next rich motherfucker could make their yacht bigger. Have a good night.
You're gonna at me for?
Switch off the engine, please.
The engine off.
Switch off, take off the seatbelt and exit the vehicle.
For what?
No, exit the vehicle, please.
For what?
Exit the vehicle, please.
For what?
Exit the vehicle.
For what?
Exit the vehicle.
For what?
Rest your hands on top of the vehicle, for please.
Why?
Rest your hands on top of the vehicle.
For what?
Rest both hands on the vehicle, for please.
For what?
Rest your hands on top of the vehicle, please.
I look like I am?
Both hands on top of the vehicle, ma'am.
Well,
both hands on the vehicle.
Don't touch me.
No.
Don't.
Lockdown in 2025. What is happening? So the UK has announced there's a possibility for another lockdown in 2025, guys. All I can say...
Yeah.
will ride. The program that was launched against the entire mankind the last 5 years proved that majority of us that went through this confirmation program called education lacked cognitive dissonance. And you could see when this platform that rolled out 5 years ago was actually a design and a test from the Creator Almighty Himself. And this platform that was launched 5 years ago was designed to bring in this major lockdown coming now in 2025, August or September. But definitely, this lockdown is going to be working directly in conjunction with the Marshall Plan and the takeover of the entire globe now in July 2025 by the World Health Organization. And why I say cognitive discernment, yes, in the first con that was pushed, I personally was in line to test the people administering the demon shot into the people. And when it was my turn and they asked me to fill in the paperwork, and then I asked them for informed consent, and there was a big line of people behind me. And when I asked them for informed consent, they opened the package and the paperwork was completely blanked out. And when I told the lady that was going to put this injection into me, when I told her if something happens to me, I am going to sue your ass. And she got nervous and she called her supervisor. And I asked both of them for their identification and they refused to give it to me. But the most surprising thing that was there was that they themselves were shocked to see that there was nothing on the informed consent, giving directives on how to administer and what would happen once this demon shot crosses into the human body. But people still stood in line and still went and took the demon shot into their bodies. I am a witness of this. And even when you were telling people, listen, you are now a node on the Bluetooth network and proving this to them, they still cannot comprehend what they have done to themselves. I see this in my family. They are getting sick like you can't believe. All the young ones, all the wealthy ones, all the educated ones. They fuck themselves up so badly. But that's in the physical world. But what they've done in the spiritual realm is beyond anyone's comprehension. They seriously and severely compromised their salvation by doing a species shift and opting to become the first graphinated species, and 6 billion people fell for that deception. That is why when religions warn their people about hypocrisy, this is what happens when you live a Hippocratic life. You want immortality by giving up your eternity. You don't realize you are an eternal being, a being of divine light, and you choose pharmakia to give you immortality, to turn you into a new species called Homo Borg Genesis. Do your research. What rights do these people have? They are not even regarded as human. This is what your religion and your education and your corporate government that is owned by BlackRock has done to you and to your family. So you need to decide. They have poisoned the blood of mankind. And what are you going to do about it? So now you need to prepare. On the 4th of July, 2025, there was an outbreak of a new virus. But this is not a virus. This is a frequency attack. And this attack is going to be pushed globally. And already today, they are talking about this bullshit in 100 countries. And this lockdown is actually planned for the next 6 to 8 weeks to roll out with military precision. Do understand you are the enemy of the state, and your dumb decisions has put the entire world in a critical position. And yeah, they're going to push you now to be digitized. And if you that foolish to allow this to happen to you for surveillance under your skin, then you are truly a special kind of stupid. Wake up.
We have some news, and it is confirmed that the United States is deploying more than 4,000 Marines and sailors to the southern Caribbean. The force includes a nuclear-powered attack submarine, spy aircraft, several destroyers, and a guided missile cruiser. The deployment comes just weeks after President Trump authorized the use of military force in Latin America against drug cartels. Pentagon officials say the move is meant to deter cartel operations, but critics warn this is a massive escalation that could put the U.S. on a collision course with sovereign governments in the region. The mission is being run through the U.S. Southern Command for now. Officials insist there are no immediate plans for direct combat, but this is definitely something to watch, guys, okay? My name is Jared Zisser. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Substack for all breaking news, all updates, and the full story. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is dropping amazing videos every day.
By now, we know the U.S. has stationed 4,000 troops, ships, and even nuclear submarines to the southern Caribbean to fight off drug cartels in Venezuela and to protect the U.S. borders. Because Trinidad and Tobago has signed 2 agreements with the U.S., this gives the U.S. forces legal permission to operate here if the government especially agrees, for instances where there are disasters and regional conflict. So in reality, U.S. troops could be stationed here temporarily. Our location near Venezuela makes us a strategic hotspot, so we are literally sitting in the middle of big power moves. So follow the pros and cons for those agreements in the captions. This information is powered by AI.
This is breaking news. Nicolás Maduro from Venezuela has just declared that he has mobilized 4.5 million militia in Venezuela in response to the United States sanctions and their threats against him. So Nicolás Maduro just declared earlier this morning that 4.5 million militiamen are armed, activated, and ready as the United States has sent thousands of U.S. troops along the Latin America Ocean Center right around Venezuela. And this is all in an attempt that the United States is trying to bring control over the cartels that are running rampant all throughout Mexico and surrounding Latin America countries, especially since those countries have done little to nothing to combat these efforts against the cartels. And Nicolás Maduro, who has been connected to multiple cartel ties, is now responding with his type of militia, saying that he is ready to not only fight against the United States, but willing to risk 4.5 million militia men in order for him to stay in power.
America, we see what you're doing. We see what you're doing. You see, after you made all of your issues and your problems and your bacchanal in the entire world, now you're deciding to find a reason to bring all of that drama and destruction to the Caribbean. We see what you're doing. Because all of the cartel and all the drugs and all the guns and everything that you are trying to use as a reason to bring all of those troops to the Caribbean has always been there. So why now all of a sudden is it so convenient for you to swoop into the Caribbean to bring all the destruction here so that all the bombs will drop here? We see you, Donald Trump. We see you for exactly what you are.
So yesterday, Donald Trump signed an executive order ordering that federal agencies to increase the flow of military and security equipment to local law enforcement, okay? So now local law enforcement will be receiving unused military equipment. It seems as though we are on our way, somewhat like a prelude to martial law. And a lot of people, a lot of citizens are speculating that that's exactly what it is, that this executive order is a gateway to martial law. So the order does not actually specify the type of equipment that local law enforcement will be receiving, but just going off of what we know from the past, you could definitely at least expect armored vehicles, tactical equipment, surveillance teams, basically whatever we see when one of our people are holding a protest with the SWAT team. Yeah. Basically, how Donald Trump kind of presented it is that our law enforcement today can't really do their job because they're so scared of how they will be reprimanded, God forbid that they make a mistake or whatever the case may be. And so this executive order is going to allow them to be able to just focus on doing their job, meaning if they even so far has to go as being even more aggressive to enforce whatever law that they need to enforce, they shouldn't hesitate, that they can be more aggressive and not have to worry about the backlash or the consequences because they'll be taken care of via this order. And I'm going to tell you how. So I'm reading from an article that comes from The Nation that's discussing this topic. So it says that the police are now protected by powerful, well-funded, and well-lawyered unions, okay? They are protected by the judicial doctrine of qualified immunity, which prevents them from being personally sued for monetary damages when they damage or destroy property or lives. They're protected by prosecutors and district attorneys who work alongside them and often reluctant to charge them with crimes. The entire system is designed to allow and help allow cops get away with crimes. That's exactly what it is. So you mean to tell me now a cop who had been held criminally liable, they've been held criminally liable, can now have their expenses paid for? They have their expenses paid for. So if you don't have to worry about losing your job, you don't have to worry about having to now pay for these lawyer fees if you do mess up, why would you care about not messing up? Cops will also get free lawyers and not the overworked underpaid attorneys that you and I would get for legal aid. No. See, Trump had actually been bullying law firms into providing pro bono services for conservative reasons or causes. But he didn't exactly tell them what those causes were supposed to be. And now they know. As if cops didn't already have access to lawyers via their work union. But now they're going to get the best of the best. Oh, and just so you know, no pro bono lawyer will be made available for the people that the cops decide to murder, beat up, or otherwise harass. No, you still get legal aid if you can't afford one. And just so you know, the Attorney General and the Secretary of Defense have 90 days, 3 months, basically, to start expanding the provision of military and national security resources to assist state and local law enforcement. They got 3 months, 90 days to get them all of the material and equipment that they need. With that being said, although we are about 2 or 3 executive orders away from martial law, constitutionally at least, being allowed to be enacted, Black and brown people, please, 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 do not go out into the streets unless you absolutely have to. Don't go out into the street trying to become some type of martyr, because they will make one of you. They will. Now with this executive order in place where police officers technically can shoot you and don't even have to answer to it, okay? Best believe they are plotting. They're preparing for something, and they're trying to make sure that when they take us out, they don't have to answer any questions afterwards. So please, our white allies have said that they got it, that they will be out in the front lines, so you stay inside. We already know staying inside is not even 100% guarantee that we'll be fine. We get killed in our homes all the time, apparently. Not apparently. Like, I'm not saying it like it's a good thing or like, you know, but it's dead ass facts. So please, whatever protests that you see happening or going on, protect your body, because I don't know what's the point of you going out there if you can't come back home.
Yo, they're trying to shadow ban me because of the impact of Blackout the System movement. Please, y'all, like, share, follow, push, drive, all this content. Go to my page. At the top, it's pinned. It's a 1 million view video. They are stopping it from being able to be reposted. All those things, man. Please go share it to your story, duet it, however you can share it, download it, reshare it, make your own videos, hashtag Blackout the System, please. We got to get this out to everybody. And if they're trying to stifle the information and prevent people from getting to it, we know we are on to something. I'll see y'all there. Please join the Discord. You can see the link in my bio, or you can download Discord and find Blackout the System. We'll see you.
Why is President Trump sending American warships to Venezuela's coast? It's not for training. He is deploying these destroyers as part of his focus on fighting Latin America's drug cartels, and it very well could drag the U.S. into an international showdown. These are the ships: 3 U.S. Navy Aegis guided missile destroyers, the USS Gravely, the USS Jason Dunham, and the USS Samson, and they are set to sail in just the next few days. A White House official tells CBS News that they will stay around Venezuela for months, but in international waters, and they could launch targeted strikes against cartels that Trump has branded foreign terrorist organizations. That is actually the same label usually reserved for groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Now, the president is blaming these cartels for, 1, the fentanyl and cocaine that's been flooding into American communities, and 2, for fueling violence across American cities. But Venezuela's president, that's Nicolas Maduro, he is hitting back and hitting back hard. He's not only dismissing those claims, but he's also mobilizing, get this, 4.5 million militia members across his country, saying that the U.S. had increased its threats against his country, and he's even banned the sale and the operation of drones in Venezuelan airspace because he's afraid of getting assassinated, like an attempt back in 2018. And remember, during Trump's first term, Maduro was already indicted in the United States on narco-terrorism charges. That was with a $15 million U.S. bounty on his head. Then just a couple weeks ago, that was upped to $50 million.
You will no longer be able to withdraw more than 200 pounds in cash per week without being automatically flagged. From September 18, 2025, anyone withdrawing over 200 pounds in cash within any rolling 7-day period will have their banking data sent directly to the UK's Financial Intelligence Unit, which handles anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing. The rule will apply to all UK banks under new joint guidance from HMRC, the Treasury and the Financial Conduct Authority. According to early reports, the aim is to limit untraceable transactions in high-risk sectors, such as property second-hand vehicles or certain cash-in-hand services. An automated detection system will now cross-check withdrawals, deposits, and suspicious purchases in practice. If you take out 300 pounds in cash and then another 100 pounds, 3 days later you could receive a bank alert, have your account flagged, and even be summoned by HMRC or the police to justify the source of the funds. Repeat cases could lead to being placed on a high-risk watch list, with temporary account freezes, blocked cards, and possible notifications to the DWP if you receive benefits. Do you think this level of cash control is justified, or is it going too far into our private lives?
Say that it's good for him. I told police just work for good money. All of them fucking hungry no more. A construction worker better than them. Imagine you thieving your own car just to get back a little insurance money. Dog, all the men working and he in a big unit, he in a big fucking unit, dog. So no, he pay nice. You understand me? You pay nice 2 3 months. You have you might be ending up with a little 24,000 if you ain't spend nothing. Just saying, you understand me? I ain't want to say something, I ain't sure about nobody, but your Moroccan, you're thieving your own vehicle, it's good for him. I find the police should give him a case, and the fucking insurance should give him a fucking case too, because that fraud. Yeah, that fraud. Wait, what thief was 6 police just get in Trinidad, brother? Police just get in Trinidad, they have nothing a police just do, they just be held accountable for. There's only just get a case, and 2 3 years pass, and the case get shoved. You don't forget already now, but the public can study now, boy. You understand? Yeah. I ain't mind helping the police do that way you do that. But I find the men the hole, you're supposed to let go their men. Because at the end of the day, here why they're supposed to let go the 4 men in connection with the scrapping at the man car. Or they're supposed to let go the man because the lawyers, or we supposed to help fucking police. The men and them went and helped the fucking police mount down his fucking vehicle. Or they're supposed to let go the men and them. You understand that kind of way? But no, they go work get the men case too now, boy. So that's why I say fuck the police. Me not help none of them. You understand? Because it have a law all they want we to help the police. So the policeman payment maybe 4 men to scrap down the vehicle to get insurance money. Or they go and charge them 4 men, but them 4 men do the right thing because the law is to help the police. The 4 men help the policeman. Them ain't going to see it that way, no? They're not going to see it that way. That's why I say fuck the police. We're not helping them. I mean about all here. I'm not helping them at all. I'm not even a glass of water. Don't ask me nothing. Nothing. Because what you all are doing. I don't care who give me wrong, you know. I don't care who give me fucking wrong. I'm not helping all this. You understand? Because you go and happen. The 4 men who get hold for scrapping his car, go and get case down the line and that policeman go and get passed through the back door and go so. You go realize them 4 men go into court and the policeman now with them. By rights, all of them have to get charged. They die the case. You understand? I don't care that is, dog.
There's loads of weird shit happening in the UK right now. Have you actually seen this job that's just been advertised? Look at this. We have a Directed Energy Weapons International and Communications Advisor. And this job role closes on the 3rd of September. To my knowledge, I didn't think we had energy weapons in the UK. I just thought it were free certain countries. But then that's not it. Look at this as well. This was posted 4 days before. And then the Home Office has just been awarded contracts worth over 1 million to prepare for a mass fatality event, including capacity to store up to 700 bodies. Plus we have the lockdown drills in schools. Like, everything is just getting all a bit too weird, and I don't know what to think of it all. But I would love to know what you guys think about this, because it all just seems a bit too sus. But this one is definitely by far the most bizarre. Why are they expecting to store up to 700 bodies? What do they know that we don't? Like, what mass fatality event are they preparing for? We have all these protests, what are planned in. Like, do they know something that we don't? Plus we have these lockdown drills at our schools. Like, what the actual fuck is going on right now?
You know what the fuck they're afraid of? Not these whack-ass protests. Millions moving at once, not congregating in the cities, not congregating on the streets, not holding signs, not protesting out front of buildings that nobody cares that they're there, where they're under thousands of cameras. The government doesn't want it to happen. They're trying to stop it, but they can't. You can't stop millions and millions of people that are spread across the United States. You can only stop them when they're all gathered in cities and suburbs. You can't control the people when you don't have 5G towers in a 200-mile range because there's no town or city. You can't stop thousands and thousands of people spread across lands in different RVs, tents, trucks, trailers, cars, land, building, yurts, everything. You can't stop millions of people planting millions of seeds and millions of crops growing. You can't stop millions of people pulling water out of streams and bringing it to their little villages. You can't stop millions of people working together like a community dependent on their own resources and strengths and not a government. You cannot stop millions of people teaching their kids how to garden, crops, spiritualism, biology, herbal healing, exercising. You can't stop that. Yo, we're starting a movement, follow me, because we're dropping bombs. We're gonna really be dropping gems about how people can really start to move, because we need some guidance, we need some direction, we need people to start taking actions in a different way. We need to move different, not these lame-ass protests. Drop some knowledge right here in this comment so people can read. We need to start talking. Drop knowledge on all the things we should be doing that's outside of these whack-ass protests. What are the things that we can move different today? It's been 150 years we've been moving the same. It's time we move different. I want everybody to write. I'm only putting a few things. See, we need ideas. We need outside thinkers. We need outside-of-the-box thinkers. We need creative thinkers. We need people that think against the norm. Again, the people that think and have ideas and everyone tells them we're crazy, I want you guys. Millions of people are walking out of cities all at the same time. At the same time, and it's not being televised. They're not talking about it. There was like a Discord or some type of undisclosed app that hasn't been infiltrated by these people, by the people, you know, the government people or whoever read the top. But our people walking out of cities by the millions, and people have just been buying tents left and right and growing crops and vegetables because they control us in the city. So when everybody congregates towards these city halls to protest and stuff, they got us locked into these small sections. How smart. Millions of people just started leaving the center cities, not going to the jobs, to the offices, the buildings, the houses, because they're all row homes anyway, just section people into a bunch of jail cells. Millions of people are just walking, not even taking cars, leaving by foot, buses, everything. And the government is going frantic and they don't know what to do because people are literally just taking over the lands outside of the city. People are seeing how much land there is. They can't control it when we're all spread across the land. The military is going berserk and they don't know what to do. They don't have enough helicopter and people spread across all these lands. That's why they've been sectioning us into these cities. The biggest revolt was just walking out of the cities. It's the craziest thing. Follow me for more information on my movie.
Yeah, am I the only one who's worried about these warships coming on our doorsteps? Am I the only one who is worried that a small speck on the world map, Trinidad and Tobago, could find ourselves engulfed in a conflict between Venezuela and United States of America? Am I the only one? Am I the only one who is concerned, and I would even say nervous to some extent, that any conflict between these two larger nations could affect us greatly? Am I the only one? Am I the only one who suspect that as much as the reasoning is to fight the cartels and the fentanyl trade, the narcotics trade, am I the only one who is concerned that the American vice president lay the groundwork or the foundation of involving Trinidad by his recent statements? Is it coincidence? Or is it part of some larger plan that if conflict was to start, they would have justification for landing on our shores? Are we going to be drafting this conflict with Venezuela? Am I the only one? Yeah.
Hi. I'm not the video type of girl that likes to talk. I just, do my little pictures and fun videos and that's it. But in my heart, I feel I need to address this. It really upsets me. There's crime everywhere. It's all over this world. And for him to pinpoint out one particular country, one country that really has a close place to my heart, I feel like I have to say something. Trinidad is so beautiful. Literally. From the people, the places, the culture, everything about Trinidad that I visit was literally beautiful. And I want to tell people, do not go off of what you hear on social media. Don't go off of stuff you read. Because I'm telling you, visit Trinidad on your own and you will see how beautiful that place really is. Because really, it's crime everywhere. Not just Trinidad. And for him to just pick out one country, it's kind of, yeah. But visit Trinidad. I promise you, you won't regret it. If you don't have a passport, get your passport. Visit it. You'll fall in love. It's beautiful, beautiful. Literally. The people are so amazing. They're so loving, so welcoming. The scenery, the food, everything is just, it's literally just beautiful. I fell in love with Trinidad and I'm so happy I can call that my second home now. Go visit Trinidad. It's amazing. Sweet Trini, I love you.
Trinidad and Tobago, pleasant good morning. Now I sit down here having my cup of coffee. And I was looking at the map with this whole Venezuela and the US situation. And as to the reasons that Trump is giving why he is sending his fleet, his naval fleet, the army, into the Caribbean Sea on the borders of Venezuela. And he is saying that, because of the narcotics trade and the Venezuelans are bringing fentanyl into the United States. But then he saying that, Maduro is a drug dealer and he went into power under illegal means and he's a dictator. And it is bothering me. Why are you coming into the Caribbean Sea? Now I want to watch this map, and see where the United States is. And see all the islands coming down the chain, right? Whose waters they are in. Cuba, Jamaica, Belize, Nicaragua, and he's coming down the waters. Now, all these islands, I am sure, have Coast Guard, they have the security to secure their waters. Even Trinidad and Tobago. And you leaving your waters up there, instead of you secure your borders on the Gulf of Mexico side
the Atlantic Ocean side, you so hell-bent on securing the waters right on the coast of Venezuela. Why? These drug lords could pass on the outskirts of Trinidad and go up on the Atlantic side and still pass the drugs there. Why are you so hell-bent on sending a naval force, your army, on the coast of Venezuela? Why? Because you all are bullies. You all are bullies. That is what you are. You, if you can control a government, you will bully them. You will bring down your sanctions on them. Right now, you could control Trinidad government because Trinidad government licking your ass. They're bending to you. You were saying the same thing about the Burkina Faso government, Traore. Why ain't going to interfere with Traore? After all, they was thieving all the gold. Why you ain't going to interfere with them and see how much African countries and other countries in the world will come down on all you? But you're interfering with Venezuela. You are coming for the oil. That deal that Trinidad and Tobago and Venezuela have made with the dragon gas, where our crude oil and Venezuela's crude oil, its properties, it's very expensive. The properties in those oil, very expensive. And you all coming for it. You all are bullies. You came or coming to the borders to bully and to threaten Venezuela. This is the kind of mentality that you from the West have, where you threaten and you try to subdue smaller countries, even the bigger ones. Look at Africa, what you all have done to Africa, what Europe and the United States have done to Africa. Africa is so much, many times bigger than you all, and you all are bullies and dictators. And you run prime ministers, presidents, heads of state out of office when they don't do your bidding. Look at what you did to Haiti. Look at what you did to Haiti. And why? Because you want Haiti uranium. You have that country in a mess and you are stealing their uranium. This is what you do. And Caribbean countries, countries of the world in fact, is waking up to the nasty dictatorship style governing that you all have. Countries of the Caribbean, and I want to say Grenada, St. Vincent, Barbados, Suriname, St. Lucia, Guyana, these countries are waking up because right now they are in talks. Recently, they had the Afro-Caribbean Trade Investment Conference in Grenada, where they are partnering with Africa to do trade with Africa. And I applaud these Caribbean countries. They are also seeking to have flights between the Caribbean and the African nation. I know where Trinidad now in all of this mix because Kamala have a new agenda to the one that Dr. Keith Rowley had. But Dr. Keith Rowley was standing up against the tyranny of Trump. He was standing together with the Barbadian Prime Minister. But you licking Trump ass. The minute he came into power, you're licking his ass. But as I say, Trinidad and Tobago not getting away. Because when Venezuela catch a cold, we have to hold the rag for them to blow their nose. Because if Venezuela could send 4.5 million troops, are you hearing? If they could send 4.5 million troops on the ground, and we are 1 point how much people? Think about if a war break out in Venezuela, where are they going to go? You Trinidadians, all you sit down, some of all you, and all you bad talking the Venezuelans. A lot of our ancestors came from Venezuela. My ancestors came from Venezuela. And all you bad talking Venezuelans. Right? Kamala and them loving up the Indian culture, the Indian people. Look at when the Prime Minister from India came to Trinidad, how they treated him. Some of us, our heritage is Venezuelan. A lot of us, look at how close Venezuela is to Trinidad. A lot of Venezuelans came across to Trinidad and have families here. And you all talking them bad, cussing them out, treating them like if they's dirt. I could never do that. Never. Some of all you have to wake up. Wake up and smell the coffee. Because at the end of the day, jump high, jump low. These ministers, prime ministers, when shit happen, they could easily jump on a plane and take their family and get out of here and leave all in the squalor. Don't stand up. Don't speak out. See what will happen. Trinidad and Tobago, have a productive day.
Trinidad and Tobago, the world by extension, wherever this video reach you. Now I was staying quiet and I was just sending videos about people saying things and about the country and the state of the US and the Venezuelan activities. But on a real note, let me ask you something. Well, you know is something called a decapitative airstrike? Or a decapitative strike? Well, you know about that? Let me tell you about that. So, a decapitative strike is if two countries in war and a next country telling the people or telling the world, hey, we stand in solidarity with X. And X could come to we country and they could fight all the war from we country. So which means you just implicated the whole citizenry into war against X. So the next person now saying, oh, so all they join allies with that country, decapitated strike. When the first missile launch, which I hope it doesn't happen, it hit in here first, you know. Because when you open yourself into telling people that you stand by, they're dealing with you first because we military, no, we defense force is porous, bro. We have a porous defense force in Trinidad and Tobago. We can't do nothing here. All we just do here, I was part of it, so I could tell. PT, ration, girls, guns, camouflage. That's it. And breeding man, wife. That is all we just do here as military men. That is it. So within that time that you saying that we stand in solidarity with, we can be hit first, you know. And this is not, I'm going to talk to the UNC supporters. This is not politics. This is Trinidad and Tobago, which we know you all are not part of because you're not patriotic. According to our leader, party first, to hell with country. If all you want to support or if all you don't want to support. Because she said with her own mouth, to hell with anybody who supports country first. That is her words, not mine. And if all you really don't care about country, and all you're not telling all your prime minister, because I like to say all your prime minister and we prime minister, Kamala Persad-Bissessar is my prime minister also, because she's the prime minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Who don't like it, bite it. And I know in the comment section, all they go and tell me, why didn't tell Rowley that? This had nothing to do with Rowley. This have to do with Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar and Trinidad and Tobago as we stand now. So I only hope we don't get tied up in that decapitated strike, because real people go and feel it. And according to my hombre, he say, hombre, you never hear in Trinidad and Tobago 20 people die at once. And if that start to happen, then people might open their eyes. But then again, something wrong with the UNC supporters. They see absolutely no wrong in Miss Kamala Persad-Bissessar's decision about anything. Well, they go and tell me, I see nothing but 9 years and 9 years. The year didn't start in 9 years. We're talking about no. No, 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 no. And if they're not seeing that, put on all the Gideon boots and all the khaki suit. Well, not this khaki suit. I don't know about all you, but I will be. You know me, I like to fly. Not only Superman alone does fly. So anything had to happen, I'm out. According to cartel, So, all you go ahead and continue pushing that foolishness and don't talk. Whoever advising Miss Kamala Prasad says, sir, all you giving that woman the wrong advice. But believe me, when that ish hit the fan, all you in problems, eh? Comment, like, share, follow, and tell me about Rowley. Yeah?
I'm going to ask you a question. If war started in Venezuela, where you feel plenty of the refugees going to come? All you fully delulu. Some all you fully delulu. It have all kind of bad consequences that could come out of this. Trinidad also is a country full of gas pipeline running from one end of the country to the next end of the country. All kind of bad things could happen off of this. And Maduro with this dictator thing and drug cartel. And you really feel it about drugs? This is about Esquibo, boy. A piece of land with some oil and Venezuela and Guyana warring for since in 1888 or sometime. Understand? It had a treaty, I think, signed with England in that time and concerning the piece of property. I can't remember the whole history, but there's some history between Venezuela and that piece of land because I believe the people them use is either they use Venezuelan passport in Esquibo or some kind of arrangement around that. Understand? The oil is the better oil across the better crude, that is sweet crude. That's what it is about. What drugs are they telling me about? Venezuela, what about the Medellin cartel, listen, and all cartel, and all these cartels, where we were so poor, why you don't go to Mexico? Huh? And the thing is, I just can't believe it have people in this day and age, especially in the Caribbean here, because I know some of just try to disattach all yourself from all your true being, all your real self. Because when you're going to America right now, what are you doing? Anti-deporting your ass back? You can't even say all kind of things. Yeah, if you blow up the place, you kill out set of people, where they going to go? America deporting people, they don't want nobody in the country, but they want to fuck up people's country. Understand? They fuck up the Indians, the native Indians, they fuck up the Africans, everything they do. This is American imperialism. Right now, they're bombing the shit out of Palestine, them and Israel. Blatant. Look at it, they're showing you blatant. They bomb up a whole hotel full of journalists and doctors and nurses and people trying to help people. No terrorists with no gun. And if we didn't have TikTok and some people putting up these videos and think we would not even know, they would have give you a different story and we'd have believed the stories that have been told all through the years. The lies that have been told all through the years. That when what they want, they take what they want and talk about dictator. Venezuela was doing until American sanctions. Since America, if people watch since the time America sanctioned Venezuela, that is when the Venezuela economy crash. Let me be real. That is when Venezuela economy crash. And I want to blame Maduro. It's not to say I'm a Maduro lover, but when you gotta pick sense from nonsense, you gotta watch the reality on the ground. What caused this problem they have? And why they reached to this problem? American sanctions because America want their way.
At Semke8.
Caribbean. That is what this is all about, and we are ready. Mr. Ernesto Cook is coming to you right now. Good afternoon, Ernesto. How you doing?
Yeah, I got you heard me?
Yes, we're hearing you. We're hearing you quite well. And we have some people who've joined us already. Dreamer, Aaron Hunt, and Shirley, and Powell Wright, right?
Yeah, I was just trying to sort out that to ensure that I have had that thing running properly.
Yes.
So Thanks for having me again. We're back again another Thursday. People, you make use of the hour that you have with us. Um, you could get your views in, leave them in the comment section. And let me say good evening to everybody from all across the Caribbean that's joining us, and those internationally, of course. The other topic today, as we would have seen it, playing with fire. Playing with fire. A lot of fire. A lot of I hope that is just as the people say, hypothetical and not literal fire that will come from those warships on top of people in different countries, because I've already seen that a lot of people are taking sides without a lot of facts. And that is a dangerous escalation, not of the provocation by America, but a dangerous escalation of a situation that could develop among ourselves, that could divide these islands into something that we don't want. I see a letter in the news there talking about government betrays CARICOM solidarity. There's a lot of things that people don't understand when it comes to these situations. And if you just look at it from I like America or I like Venezuela, you won't really get the true picture. If you say I'm a Trinidadian, I voted for Kamala, and I am happy with what she's doing, join the coalition of the willing. Or if you're supporting Ali in Guyana, and you're just going blindly with everything in politics, like what is happening in the Caribbean, people just follow blindly, which really most of the time. You will be angry with people like me or people like you who probably want to state the facts according to the same people who are telling you that there's a drug cartel causing problems out of Venezuela. So I want our people to really go read and understand and don't just run with headlines. A lot of our people just run with headlines. They don't read anything. And that is one of the major problems that we face in the Caribbean. And that is why one of the prime ministers who was still in power had said, if you want to fool black people, put it in writing, because they don't read. So our people can easily digest anything that comes from North America because we don't like to read, right? So let's see what is happening in this game that is being played out before our very eyes. Trinidad took its position. Guyana took its position. There are other people who have now joined the coalition of the willing. That's what America call it, coalition of the willing, to fight against drug cartels. I think we've heard the issue coalition of the willing before. And then that turned out to be what a lot of people said was a great hoax, because in the very Congress of the United States of America, we heard they end up telling you that there was no weapons of mass destruction. And so we took out a man, and now Iraq is now like a terrorist training ground for the entire world. It wasn't before, it's now. And even a past Prime Minister of Britain, Tony Blair, had confessed that there was no weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. So we are hearing for a second time this thing about coalition of the willing to move again into a different direction. So I just want our people to be very circumspect, get the information, don't take sides without knowing what you're doing, and just prepare for any eventuality, because we'll all get caught up in it. I'm not hearing you. I'm not sure if your mic is muted or not.
Yes, sorry about that. Now, I was saying that what you're saying there is very, very important for us in the region. What Mr. Cook is saying to us, very important. Read for yourselves. Understand what is going on, because there's a history, I have something here that I want to just remind the Caribbean about. Those of you who are watching from Jamaica, because somebody's saying, what about Jamaica, etc. Just remember that Venezuela, as we had said last week, Mr. Cook, has the world's largest oil reserves, right? The US is hostile to Maduro's government, while China and Russia support him. So keep that in your mind. Now look at the countries. I was thinking, Mr. Cook, before we look at the history a little bit, look at TNT and Guyana. They are known in the Caribbean of having oil, right?
And they are the first two that are saying, listen, we are supporting the US. Isn't that interesting, Mr. Cook? That you have TNT and Guyana. They're the ones with the oil, right? And they're the first ones declaring their hand. Unless there's another Caribbean country that I haven't read about.
I haven't heard of anybody else. I haven't heard of anybody else so far saying that they are getting involved with this coalition of the willing.
Right. So isn't that interesting to you, Mr. Cook? That Venezuela has the largest oil reserve, right? And now these two. It'd be interesting to Well, let me hear your thoughts on that before I go into the history.
Well, Guyana basically has to depend on the US whether they like it or not, because they see Venezuela as a threat to them and their boundaries, which are still in dispute apparently in the ICJ.
Right.
So they have to look for protection anywhere they can get it. They don't have an army like Venezuela, and they don't have military equipment like Venezuela. So if they see an imminent threat, I don't have a problem with a country looking for security guarantees from a bigger superpower, but I think they can get some protection. That is fine for me, right? But that leads them now down in a rabbit hole where anything America does, they will have to back it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what is happening right before your very eyes. And of course, they're taking out the oil from Guyana. Exxon walks with about 98%, 97%. Guyana ends up with about 2%. So if Exxon makes 100 billion in a year, Guyana may only get 1 billion out of that, which is chump change, penny change, nothing to use really. And if that filters down to the ordinary man in Guyana, that's another question. Because what you will find is those that are wealthy will remain wealthy with just that 1%. So that's a problem alone right there. They have the oil, then Venezuela is in the middle with oil, and then Trinidad is to the north with oil. So there's an arc. There's Trinidad, Venezuela, and Guyana, and America needs that because you can see in the Middle East right now, the Middle East does not want to do business with the US like before. And so you have countries like Iran, which have a vast oil reserve, and we all know what happened recently with Israel and Iran. And these countries don't really want to do business per se with America. So let me find the next best thing, which I can take control of, and where there are people who are hungry as they see it, where they can manipulate very easily to take control of the oil. So recently, Exxon just signed agreements with Trinidad. When they would start to extract, we really don't know. So Exxon is moving into Trinidad. Exxon is in Guyana. Chevron and Exxon is already in Venezuela. And it is funny to note, that's why I tell people, do not take sides with anybody, because what is funny to note is on the very same day that the Americans are announcing that they're sending warships to Venezuela or off the coast of Venezuela to deal with drug cartels, here is Chevron and Exxon ships leaving Venezuela with oil to dock in Texas. So who is playing with who, right? We don't know the back deal. We don't.
For those of you who think that digital ID sounds convenient, let me warn you what happened in India, where over 1 billion people were forced into a system like this. It became one of the largest disasters of the century. In India, the government linked people's food rations, pensions, and even hospital access to a digital ID system. The problem? Criminal networks learned how to hack and manipulate biometric data. When fingerprints didn't match, or when hackers swapped someone's identity, people were locked out of survival. Entire families were denied food. In just one state, at least 24 people starved to death after being cut off from rations. Some elderly pensioners went months with no income because their IDs were hijacked. Victims reported going to the store only to be told, "Your fingerprint doesn't match, no food for you." Others went to hospitals and were turned away because their ID had been cloned. Imagine being sick, hungry, or elderly, and a glitch or a hacker takes away your right to live. This wasn't just a glitch here or there. Organized criminal groups exploited the system, stealing benefits, rerouting funds, and selling fake identities. At one point, millions of fake accounts were uncovered, used to siphon money meant for the poor. A system sold as secure ended up creating a black market for identities where the poor suffered and criminals thrived. This is the real danger of digital ID. It's not about safety or protecting children, it's about control and exploitation. Once everything you need to live, food, money, medicine, is tied to a single ID, all it takes is an error or a criminal to cut you off. India's experiment showed us what happens: hunger, fraud, and preventable deaths. Don't think it can't happen elsewhere. Digital ID isn't security, it's a weapon waiting to be used against you.
UK, no ID, no groceries. From September 12th, a shocking new supermarket rule comes into force. Without a government-issued photo ID, you will not be allowed to enter any supermarket in the UK, even for basic essentials like bread or milk. Officials claim it's to stop shoplifting and fraud, but critics say it will destroy daily life for millions. This means teenagers, pensioners without passports, and anyone who's simply forgotten their wallet could be turned away at the door. Supermarkets will have staff at entrances checking IDs, and shoppers say this feels like airport-style security just to buy food. Campaigners warn it's the start of a two-tier shopping system that could permanently change the way Britain shops and eats. And here's the worst part. Fail the ID check once and you could be banned from that store for a month. Many are now asking, is this really about safety, or is it the beginning of a stricter control system, quietly reshaping how ordinary people live, move, shop, budget and survive in Britain today?
They didn't build the educational system to free us. They built them to cage our minds by indoctrination. John D. Rockefeller, who built a monopoly on black gold, turned his attention to another resource, the human mind. Rockefeller didn't need to own every school outright. All he needed was influence. By funding universities, teacher colleges, and textbooks, the GEB quietly rewired the curriculum nationwide. History books skipped uncomfortable truths about corporate greed. A nation trained to follow orders, consume without thought, and police its own dissent. We were never educated to be free. We were programmed to serve. When you train children to obey rather than to think, you get adults who consume without question, work without rebellion, and vote without understanding the deeper game. The Rockefeller model fed directly into the corporate economy he and his industrial allies control.
Good night, everybody. So I was watching this brother from the UK, and he has a channel where he talks about biblical prophecy and all these things, right? Now he talks about something called the Deagle List 2025. And on that list there are countries, the countries of the world, and their population in 2017. And this organization, who nobody knows about, posted this 10 years ago. And it's on that list is the population amount by 2025. And you know what is very strange is that our country is there. America is there, UK, all the countries of the world. Now here's where this is very, very strange. Trinidad and Tobago, I don't know if you all could see it there, right? It said in 2017 we had 1.2 million people. And in 2025 it estimates that we'll only have 1 million people on this island. Now I did my research and we currently have 1.5 million people. So what is going to happen to cause us to lose 400,000 people? America, as we speak, have 315 million, I believe, right? In 2025, they are going to have 99 million. The UK, same thing. So I'm very, very curious. What is going to happen this year that is going to have these mass on our lives? What is going to happen? Now he mentioned in the UK that his government is building these warehouses where they'll be storing unalive people. I kid you not, people. Please look it up. It's very, very true. They are building these warehouses to house people because they predict that there will be mass unalives happening and they will need a place to store people. Now that have me wondering, my little country, any such thing like that happening here, are we even cognizant of anything? All we studying is politics and this and that and commerce, but are we really seeing? Do we really know? Because if it's happening in the UK, bet your bottom dollar it's happening in America, because we know about the FEMA camps and all these things. But is anything like that happening here? What is going to happen this year that is going to cause all these people in Trinidad 400 to 500,000 to become unalive? I dug even further. So between Port of Spain, from Port of Spain to Arima, we have 600,000 people. Anybody in find the place rather hot lately? Extremely, extremely hot. I don't want to be any prophetess for any doom and gloom. I'm not a prophet. I'm just curious as to why our island, Barbados, St. Vincent, the Americas basically, from America, the UK, Finland, Ireland, coming down to the Caribbean island, and strange, Venezuela still has their amount. Nothing gonna happen to Venezuela, but why us? Why Trinidad and Tobago? We could speculate and say they're gonna activate the 5G and those who get the will drop dead. We could speculate that a disaster is looming, but what is it? And other news, NASA said they pick up some object looming to Earth in the atmosphere. They don't know what it is. They said it's filled with carbon dioxide. Another scientist says it's an alien mothership coming between November the 18th to December the 5th, right? Whatever it is, we still have to be mindful because we know they want to depopulate the nations. Yeah, we know that. I know that. So I think it's time we as a people stop focusing on the petty things. Yes, we know a lot is happening in the country, but I think it's time we keep our eyes open and just watch and see. I would go a step further and say, start to plan our escape routes. A brother who can amalgamated, he have his prophecies, he have his visions. We all know that we are due for a massive earthquake and a tsunami and flooding. We know the areas of the country that will be destroyed, but as we stand here, I feel something about to go down. Yeah, you really have to put your house in order, pray, fast, get your life right, and serve your Most High in the event. Because I just don't understand why somebody would create a list like this and be so confident of the numbers. Like, what is going to happen? And I'm going to fret and I'm going to hot up my head. Just want people to pay attention to what is happening around the world, especially Trinidad. I don't know if you all have looked at the food prices lately. It's ridiculous. And I'm going to do a video on that when I go to the grocery. I saw a small pack of cornflakes, universal cornflakes. The small box used to be $17, $18. Now it's $25. What is really going on? What is really going on? So people, keep your eyes open. Pray. Take a look at what is happening around the world. Yeah. Some strange things happening. We just have to keep our eyes open and
they do not want your children to be educated. They do not want you to think too much. That is why our country and our world has become so proliferated with entertainments, mass media, game shows, television shows, amusement parks, drugs, alcohol, and every kind of entertainment to keep the human mind entertained so that you don't get in the way of important people by doing too much thinking. You had better wake up and understand that there are people who are guiding your life and you don't even know it. And all American citizens, I think, have suspected something like this is going on. But we're all too busy trying to stay alive and live our lives. And after all, what can one person do about it? One person can do nothing, but a nation educated can do much. Why does Hollywood make motion pictures like Death Wish and Dirty Harry, always showing how regular citizens are misused and abused and tricked and deceived by their government, and then one lone guy has to stand up for what's right because the whole system is corrupt? Why do you think they make movies like that? Is there a message in that? I'll tell you why. It's very simple. First of all, these conspirators, these people, make the movies showing you what the problem is. Then they make the movies to show you what the solution is. They know that you are frustrated. They know that the people of America are frustrated because there is no law and order. But that's purposely designed. We're not supposed to have law and order yet. We're supposed to have crime and the immorality and the drugs and the murder and all the other things that we are besieged by. We're supposed to have that. If the government did not want it, it would not be here. Believe me, this is the most powerful government the world has ever known. They had the ability to get a hold on Adolf Hitler 50 years ago. He had a standing army, the greatest navy, air force, military, secret underworld organizations operating throughout the world. But this government got a hold on Adolf Hitler because it chose to and it wanted to. And if you do not pay your income taxes, they will find you if you go to the Amazon jungle, and they will make an example of you. They will find you and they will deal with you, and you know it. But for some reason, they're unable to get a handle on drugs and the crime in the streets for some reason. There is a reason, and that's what we want to talk about. There is a method to the madness.
Breaking news coming in within the past hour. Tanks and troops are moving into major U.S. cities right now. In recent days, unusual troop movements have been spotted across the United States. Armored vehicles, supply convoys, and transport aircraft are moving into major cities: Houston, Miami, Atlanta, Philadelphia, even Los Angeles. The Pentagon insists it's all part of readiness drills. The official story: training to respond to natural disasters, cyber attacks, and potential civil unrest. But analysts argue the scale and speed of these deployments go far beyond routine exercises. Some say this looks more like pre-positioning for an external shock that could spill directly onto American soil. Adding to suspicion, reports suggest that communication lines between federal and state authorities have tightened, with unusual restrictions on public disclosure. That has fueled speculation that Washington may be bracing for scenarios the public hasn't been told about. At the same time, sightings of heavy equipment near airports and transport hubs have raised eyebrows. Critics ask, if this is just a drill, why move so much hardware into crowded urban centers? The public remains divided. Some welcome the military presence as reassurance. Others fear it's...
I think I figured it out. Trump's moving all these tanks and military into all these different cities. And why? Because they believe the Anunnaki are coming. And he needs a reason to move all these military in so that we get accustomed to it, so that when the Anunnaki are already here or come down, the military is already in position to defend the big cities. You think they already know which species is coming, and they're already in communication with other species, and they know that this thing is aggressive. They know this species is aggressive. Some people say the Anunnaki are 7-foot tall black aliens. Now that would be interesting. The NBA players. Does that automatically make them aggressive? No. But they must know something. They must know something about these species that are coming in. And if they're moving our military into these big cities underneath the auspices of, there's civil unrest and all that, well, yeah, maybe there will be civil unrest if there's alien aggressors coming towards our way. What do you think? Put your comment in the comment section. Love to hear what you have to say. Locked on your Versace.
It's something that they are not telling us about this 3-eye atlas situation. And I really try to stay away from this topic, but every time I jump down a rabbit hole, I find things that really just don't add up. Mind you, they're saying that this thing, this asteroid, let's call it an asteroid, the size of Manhattan, that's moving faster than the speed of light, can be here in November. They're also saying that, well, they're not saying, but they're saying that they've had communications with this, or whatever it is. So again, you have something the size of Manhattan moving faster than the speed of light coming here in November. Tell me if that adds up to you. And this is why I keep saying, everybody, you have to protect your peace. I said it in a couple of videos. People might have taken it the wrong way. You might have taken it out of context, but understand what I'm saying. Protect your peace, because whatever is going to happen, whatever is coming, like I said in another video, they already know about it. They've been planning it. This is why they're telling us what they're telling us now. It's always a look this way, but something happens this way type of situation. And with this shit right here, come on now. Do you really think that something can be coming into our earth and the powers that be are just learning about it, are just finding out about it? That doesn't make sense. Just like they try and hide everything that goes on in Area 51. Just like they try and make us believe that it's just us. We're the only people that think this way, move this way, react this way. Nah, man. What about civilizations before us? Yo, listen, I'm not even gonna get into it. What I will say is this: protect your peace. Because in the next couple of months, we might see some things that even our imagination can't process. Think about that. Think about that. Whatever God you have, pray to it. I'm out.
Breaking scary news. Have y'all heard about the alien sighting in Compton, California, as well as the mothership sightings of alien spaceships in Las Vegas, Mexico, and California? The spaceship is supposed to be 12 miles long. And then they're saying that these aliens are coming for a battle. And I'm wondering, who are they coming to battle? Y'all let me know if y'all know who they coming to battle. And then y'all know how they always say that when you watch these movies, that these people put like plain sight truth in these movies. So another question I have is, have y'all seen the Fantastic Four movie? And it's good. I seen it. And I want to know too from y'all, do y'all think that the real truth they put in the Fantastic Four movie? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
So NASA then came out and said that the aliens that are to arrive here in November resemble 7 feet African American people. Why are you telling us this now? Because all the thunder we've been hearing all summer long, all these thunder and lightning storms, all these crazy sounds, all this water that we're just like, where is this water coming from? All of this stuff that's been happening, I really just feel as though for entertainment purposes only, they've been here. They've been here. And the war has been being fought and you guys are losing. You guys are losing. And since 2020, black people have been saying our ancestors are here. And now here you are telling us that there are 7 feet tall aliens coming in November that look like African Americans. And we've been saying We're the chosen ones. We're this, we're that. Like, and people have been so annoyed. Oh, black people are the Egyptians. Black people are the Anunnaki. Black people, black. What you need to understand is black people are cosmic. Cosmic.
Did y'all see how Nebraska is looking right now? I'm going to say something without saying it, but I hope y'all catch on. Look at this shit.
This is actually
Check this out right here.
right now. The camera every once in a while moving around too, but that is a lot of lightning. And that's happening, accompanying winds of 60, 70, even up to 90 miles an hour in the eastern part of Nebraska. So unfortunately, I was just checking on the power outage situation. We're talking about, about 18,000 customers that are all of a sudden without power across Nebraska due to these powerful storms.
So they had a storm in Nebraska. A storm where 18,000 people lost power. But did you see how that lightning was lightening up in the sky? You probably didn't see, right? I got another video. Look at this shit. Again, look at this right here. Tell me, what do you think this is? What does that look like to you? So we're going to play a game. I'm going to ask you a question, and you're going to answer it in the comments. Who did the Pentagon say was coming back in 2 years? And after you answer that, I want you to answer this. Did that look like lightning to you in the sky? And if it didn't look like lightning to you in the sky, I want to ask you this. In the comments, let me know what you think that looked like. Because it didn't look like what they're saying it is to me. Then I want to ask you this. Has there been any strange things going on where you live? Because ever since a couple of different things happened here, it's been a lot of strange things going on. Things that I've never seen before in my life. Things that you never saw before in your life. So whatever strange things has been going on where you're from, I need you to put that in the comments. Because there's certain things that I can say and that I can't say. But what I will say is this. We all know the truth. And the truth happens to be right in front of our eyes. And it looks like those times, shit is about to get serious. Jump in those comments, please, man. I'm out.
What the fuck is going on, guys? Countries across the world seem to be preparing for something huge about to happen. Is it a world war or something else that we're not being told about? Listen to this.
France has issued chilling instructions. A leaked letter orders hospitals to prepare for a major military engagement by March 2026. Tens of thousands of wounded expected. Medical hubs near ports and airports. Survival manuals already handed to households. This is not simple preparation. It is mobilization. China has declared the world now faces a final choice: peace or war. The United States accelerates defense spending. Across Europe and Asia, governments are quietly moving their systems into crisis mode. The real question is why? Is this really only about war? Or do they know something else? Why such a precise deadline? Why survival kits that mention nuclear accidents? Why hospitals told to clear space for mass casualties? War alone should explain this, yet something about the scale suggests we are not being told everything. We are always the last to know. The public is never warned until it's too late. Decisions are made behind closed doors, and by the time the truth reaches us, the course is already set. Something is coming. The world is being prepared for it, but no one will tell us what it really is.
So yeah, are we literally being kept massively in the dark about something that many governments seem to know possibly is about to happen in the near future, possibly within the next 6 months to 12 months? Because most countries seem to be preparing for something to happen, and we don't really know what. They're kind of pushing world war potentially, but there's all sorts of stuff that it could be. There could be potentially a polar shift, some sort of other massive world crisis, which is going to basically possibly cause massive destruction across the world. What do you think, guys? Do they know something that we don't? Is world war about to kick off, or something even crazier?
Shifts that are happening all around the world and throughout all of the countries, I am definitely here for it. But people are just finally waking up to, this is bullshit. Like, these things that we are doing just to survive on this earth, it is nonsense. And then there are a bunch of people who are deemed the higher echelons of society, who effortlessly seems to enjoy their life, and the mass majority are struggling. Remember when it was said that the revolution will not be televised? Well, believe everything opposite to that, because the revolution is actually being televised. Because the whole world is privy to see the different changes. Remember, 9 is the ending and the beginning of new cycles. And because there is definitely a spiritual awakening happening all across the world, people are just realizing that, hey, I don't want to be forced to have to do anything. But Indonesia definitely set precedents, and then following suit after was Nepal. The citizens, the persons who make up the population of Nepal, burnt their parliament all the way to the ground. History always repeats itself. So I don't know if you are aware, or if it is that you could remember depending on where you're looking at this video, but back in the year of 1990 in the beautiful country of Trinidad and Tobago, there was a coup where the deceased Abu Bakr stormed the governmental building and basically overthrew the government for a couple of days. Of course, it was deemed as a terrorist attack at that point in time. But Nepalese people realized that, hey, the two sides of the parties, they were just playing checkers and have us here playing chess. They were putting up charades that they were fighting against each other in the public spaces, but behind closed doors, they were knocking glasses. What is even starking about this is that it's not necessarily the older generation or the older population of Nepal, It is the Gen Z. What a time to be alive, because I just knew that I had a reason why my soul wanted to exist in this timeline at this point in time. Young people are like, no, there are no jobs. We fighting to survive. Like, this is supposed to be the bright future that was promised to us. Like, what the bright future is. And of course, when the Gen Z people and them started to protest, the parliament, the government stated, okay, we're going to bring in the National Guard on you, because they cannot protest against us. So Gen Z was like, that's what y'all want to do to we? Fire, 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 fire. This is what has happened when the people who are playing Monopoly underestimate the people who are holding up the Monopoly board. People have the power. The people have the power. Godspeed, Nepal.
So the people of Nepal, they just unseated their prime minister and they burned parliament to the ground. Apparently, the prime minister had a cabinet of very corrupt politicians. They were kind of pretenders. They were, let's just say they were Republican and Democrat. And the Nepal people caught them playing on the same team, but in front of the cameras, they pretended to be adversaries so that they never got anything done except fighting on national television. So it would distract the people of Nepal. Nepal said, we're tired of it. It's been going on for too long. We demand change. As soon as they said, we want change, the prime minister sent the National Guard. Sent the National Guard after the people of Nepal. So they burned the parliament to the ground. And the prime minister says, okay, you caught us. We're crooked. You caught us. Just let us leave with our lives.
Trinidad and Tobago, pleasant good evening. Now, news just come into hand, right? With headlines like this and this one. And this one, you all could stop the video and read. And with a statement coming out from Maduro like this, and I want a little listen to this, and I'm coming back.
Certain that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are against this. We are neighboring countries. You know that Trinidad and Tobago was sold by the Spanish Empire to the British Empire few years before the independence of Venezuela. So very early we were one single community. The lives in the Caribbean Sea and the coast of the state Sucre, Trinidad and Tobago has been a life of cooperation and brotherhood. It's only now when this lady comes in There has never been a governor of Trinidad and Tobago to threaten a war against Venezuela. Who is behind this? Who is imposing the intrigue? Who's whispering in the ears of this lady? How is she able to declare this? Who is behind all this? Marco Rubio, of course. The death lord and warlord, that's how he's being described. Wherever he goes, there are dead bombs, dead children. The lord of death and war, of hate, Marco Rubio. So Trinidad and Tobago, all his sectors and political sectors and cultural, economic, and its people, they must impose once more relations of respect. Simple as that. They must impose relations of respect. And we will see. We have defense plans, and the armed forces have announced a part of that. We have defense plans that escalate. There are different lines, and Venezuela can be certain, completely certain, that we will guarantee our sovereignty and preserve peace of our country.
I want to know, are we being prepared for a war? Or is the Kamla Prasad Bissesa government waiting for it to happen before she prepares the country just in case the repercussion of a war starts? Is she preparing the people? Because this is not no doom and gloom. And you all UNC fanatics can make me believe that it ain't no war. That what I'm seeing is not what I'm seeing. What I'm hearing is not what I'm hearing, you know. That is not what you're hearing. A foot up my ass. No, that is not a foot. It ain't had nothing up your ass. Probably it's a fact trying to come out. This is what they're trying to make me believe. That the hot iron that the PNM was using to try to shove it up my ass, and I refuse, they took the iron. And in fact, they got another iron. So they want to chuck one up your ass, and the iron bigger. The one that they hotten, it's bigger. That they want to chuck up your ass. And the other one, they want to shove it down your throat. So I want to know if they are preparing the country, because Kamala have foot and mouth disease. She is saying shit. She talking shit. And it's the shit that she's spewing that is getting us into this trouble today. And as I continue to say, we have no right in this war between Venezuela and the US, Trinidad and Tobago. We have no right fighting this war. We supposed to be speaking peace. Kamala feel that America or Trump could save us. Trump cannot save us. We could get up one morning and meet probably 2 million Venezuelans, 2 each, at our doors, and we can't say peace. Because over the weekend, Maduro have been training its youths, its young people, to use guns to defend Venezuela any means possible. Kamala know what she getting herself into with that little pirogue that she have in Cedros. And the UNC fanatics and the government want us to know, hey, no, that is not pirogue, you know. That is a warship. That little pirogue is, that is not pirogue. No, that is not, no, that is the PNM pirogue. That is not the pirogue that it is used. Because I want to know who sent back the OPVs. When the PNM was in power, they bought 3 OPVs from BAE VT Shipping Builders. And when the UNC came into power, they canceled the contract and sent back the OPVs. And they ended up buying a fleet of other types of coastal patrol interceptors vessels. These include, but might not be limited, to 4 Damian Stand Patrol coastal patrol vessel, 2 Damian Fast Crew Supply utility vessels, 6 Damian interceptors, and a 79-meter long-range patrol vessel from China. Now, the problem with these vessels was maintenance and serviceability issues. So you know what go on? When these vessels get problems, nobody to fix it. Nobody to service these vessels. After the PP purchased several vessels, there were significant complaints and problems about how serviceable these vessels were. Maintenance issue, corruption allegation issues, because all you know that the previous UNC, when they were in power, they had a problem with corruption, where they escalated the prices of equipment, products, services, so that they could get the cut back. In the end, why you think it have so much a rich? Why you think so many government, UNC government officials got rich overnight? Because they escalated the cost. They had a lot of cost overruns on projects. So, look at where are the boats now? And you looking to put us in a war. And we are all entangled in this. And now Venezuela is threatening Guyana and Trinidad. When your neighbor house is on fire, throw water on yours. Trinidad and Tobago, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, because it is coming to a place near you. Have a blessed and wonderful day.
The essential act of war is destruction, not necessarily of human lives, but of products of human labor. War is a way of shattering to pieces, or pouring into the stratosphere, or sinking into the depths of the sea, materials which might have otherwise been used to make the masses too comfortable, and hence, in the long run, too intelligent. Even when weapons of war are not actually destroyed, their manufacture is still a convenient way of expending labor power without producing anything that can be consumed. And that's it. That's exactly what war is all about. It's about destroying resources. Because the truth is, there is enough for everybody. The idea that we think that there is not enough is completely fabricated so that we will let them fight these wars and do these things to get the materials they want and we think we need. And all of these materials that are destroyed in war, if those hadn't have been destroyed or turned into weapons of conflict, we could have used those things to better society and the people in it. But those people would become too intelligent, and it's a lot harder to control intelligent people. That's why if you look at the history of the United States and a lot of other big countries, they have been doing this. They'll be constantly in conflict and war so that they can make weapons of war to destroy those resources. And not only do they destroy these resources that would make all of our lives better, they make us work so that we can give them money so that they can go make weapons of war and take people's lives and destroy resources. But go out into the world, think about this quote, and look all around at how much is wasted. It's not just war, it's everywhere. It's companies throwing things away, it's restaurants destroying food at the end of the night. It's the government and banks kicking people out of houses just so the house sits abandoned for a decade and then gets bulldozed. It's why we have more empty houses than homeless people. It's fast fashion burning piles of clothes so they can make new piles of clothes. They force us to buy the same phones and technology year after year when nothing has changed except the human trafficking victims that had to rip the resources out of the earth with their bare hands. They make us pay for recycling and then just throw it all in a landfill anyways. They feed us bad food so that we get sick, so we take medication that makes us more sick, so we'll take more medication. They blame the destruction of the world and the climate on consumers when in reality it's the corporations that are going around poisoning the planet. Everything is structured around this idea of wasting resources so that there's not enough, because if there's not enough, it makes people scared and they will act irrationally because they're scared that there won't be enough for them. But there's always been enough. They just burn it so we can't have it.
Hey, we have a major update. I just got through meeting with my team about all the news that's coming out today. And let me tell you, there's so much going on right now in the world that it's hard to keep up. If you saw what happened yesterday with the Chinese and Russian submarines that are patrolling the Pacific Ocean, that's just the beginning, because today Poland was attacked by Russian drones. They said it was an accident. Now NATO is getting involved to restrict the airspace over Poland and Ukraine. What's even more concerning is UAPs are being reported over Russia and the US. There's actually a hearing going on right now trying to figure out how to handle these UFOs or UAPs. It's the last time that they tried to shoot one down over Russia. The missile deflected right off. So the whole world's getting ready. Something big's coming.
What the fuck is going on, guys? Countries across the world seem to be preparing for something huge about to happen. Is it a world war or something else that we're not being told about? Listen to this.
France has issued chilling instructions. A leaked letter orders hospitals to prepare for a major military engagement. By March 2026, tens of thousands of wounded expected. Medical hubs near ports and airports. Survival manuals already handed to households. This is not simple preparation. It is mobilization. China has declared the world now faces a final choice: peace or war. The United States accelerates defense spending. Across Europe and Asia, governments are quietly moving their systems into crisis mode. The real question is why? Is this really only about war? Or do they know something else? Why such a precise deadline? Why survival kits that mention nuclear accidents? Why hospitals told to clear space for mass casualties? War alone should explain this, yet something about the scale suggests we are not being told everything. We are always the last to know. The public is never warned until it's too late. Decisions are made behind closed doors, and by the time the truth reaches us, the course is already set. Something is coming. The world is being prepared for it, but no one will tell us what it really is.
So yeah, are we literally being kept massively in the dark about something that many governments seem to know possibly is about to happen in the near future, possibly within the next 6 months to 12 months? Because most countries seem to be preparing for something to happen, and we don't really know what. They're kind of pushing world war potentially, but there's all sorts of stuff that it could be. There could be potentially a polar shift, some sort of other massive world crisis, which is going to basically possibly cause massive destruction across the world. What do you think, guys? Do they know something that we don't? Is world war about to kick off, or something even crazier?
It's something that they are not telling us about this 3-eye atlas situation. And I really try to stay away from this topic, but every time I jump down a rabbit hole, I find things that really just don't add up. Mind you, they're saying that this thing, this asteroid, let's call it an asteroid, the size of Manhattan, that's moving faster than the speed of light, can be here in November. They're also saying that, well, they're not saying, but they're saying that they've had communications with this, or whatever it is. So again, you have something the size of Manhattan moving faster than the speed of light coming here in November. Tell me if that adds up to you. And this is why I keep saying, everybody, you have to protect your peace. I said it in a couple of videos. People might have taken it the wrong way. You might have taken it out of context, but understand what I'm saying. Protect your peace, because whatever is going to happen, whatever is coming, like I said in another video, they already know about it. They've been planning it. This is why they're telling us what they're telling us now. It's always a look this way, but something happens this way type of situation. And with this shit right here, come on now. Do you really think that something can be coming into our Earth and the powers that be are just learning about it, or just finding out about it? That doesn't make sense. Just like they try and hide everything that goes on in Area 51. Just like they try and make us believe that it's just us. We're the only people that think this way, move this way, react this way. Nah, man. What about civilizations before us? Yo, listen, I'm not even gonna get into it. What I will say is this: protect your peace. Because in the next couple of months, we might see some things that even our imagination can't process. Think about that. Think about that. Whatever God you have, pray to it. I'm out.
So you don't think anything happened crazy during the eclipse today? Well, are you sure you were paying attention? Because I captured something crazy. This is the sun. That's a lens flare. So you tell me what that is. It's not a lens flare. And I've been saying for a while that the sun we see is just a projection from the sun in the firmament. And not only did I catch it, but my friend Brandon Thomas, who has the Expanding Reality podcast, used a solar filter and not only caught one, but he caught two. And you guys might not be Bible believers, and that's okay, because I wasn't either, until I realized we didn't live on a globe. But if you look at what the Bible says, it talks about the sun being in the firmament. And not only that, but there being layers of the firmament. So if the sun was in the firmament, maybe we are seeing the reflections in the different layers of the firmament, where usually we just see the projection.
See, y'all don't believe shit is real unless you see it on the news. Well, look at this shit. In China, they are saying that they shot a UFO out the sky. Now, I want you to look at that. You see right there? I need you to understand what's going on right here. Look at this right here. There it is. And there it goes. Now you gotta ask yourself this. After all these years of people saying that they saw UFOs, that they saw aliens, and they downplayed it, why now? Why are these people letting us see this shit now? I tell you this, exactly what I told you before. Do not believe that they didn't know about anything that's about to happen. Everything that's about to happen, they knew about. The footage that you just saw was on the news in China. It's real convenient how there's a whole lot of crazy shit going on in 2025. 2 + 2 + 5 = 9. And you already know what the 9 means. It means an ending cycle. So what's ending? All of a sudden they're letting us know that they've been in contact with certain things. All of a sudden they're letting us know that they tried to shoot down a UFO over here, but we couldn't do it because the UFO was too fast. All of a sudden they're letting us know that a 3-eye atlas should be arriving here. All of a sudden, the Pentagon is saying that the Anunnaki is supposed to be here in a couple of years, or a couple of months, or you already know what it is. Whatever it is that's about to happen, trust and believe, it's not a mystery to them. They knew already. So again, you better protect your peace because shit is about to get crazy. I'm out.
Warplane, you know, say there, you know. Warplane, boy, we don't have no regiment down here, we don't have no fucking army down here, look. We have is police and CPEP. Them is fucking CPEP. When it's a big disaster, they bring them out to the tractor and the truck and thing, they come and clean up certain places, dog. We have no regiment. Them just come out and feel they could fool we because, yeah, why? When we in we bed sleeping, them was doing a little training, they swim through a little cold water, through a little mud water. Drop a scotch bomb in a group of 5 now. Some one of them go there to heart attack. Some of them, we don't have no fucking regiment down here, we have no fucking defense force, we have nothing like that. All we have is police and CPEP.
Police and CPEP?
I should buy that CPEP, boy. And then the next thing, me know why people studying Kamala, you know. You feel very hard time with we? Them not time with we, them don't know for a fact that do a time with that Prime Minister where we are down here.
I told him that when you know the sinking Trinidad with fucking and tutus. When you sink in Trinidad.
Sink in Trinidad? You still saying sink in Trinidad? Trinidad done fucking sink already.
Nothing to even defend.
We done sink.
Who defending Trinidad? You think Trinidad have right now?
Boy.
Is if I check about 20 years and thing out.
Well, I remember watching a pirogue come into the Hyatt and drop off like 3 pennies. I watched a pirogue come straight into the Gulf of Paris, into the Hyatt and drop off 3 pennies, and they walk straight out to the promenade. Understand all them things that I witnessed. If I witnessed that in Port of Spain, right there, they pull right up and the pirogue turn around and went right back like nothing happened. That is how bad it is. I was a pirogue drop 3 men off in Port of Spain and they just walk onto the promenade. One of them men was armed with guns, with AKs and ARs, and just started lighting up the place. All they really lackadaisical, all they really play with all their lives. The Minister of Homeland Security and the men in this country play with all their lives. All they don't care about all the children, all they don't care about all the women. All this trans max, femboy bullers, all this part of that whole online gaming community of bullers, because there's no way. All they're waiting to come and get captured. Capture me! Eh? Well, there's some bullers, I hate all of it. It's a matter of public safety. The Venezuelans have to go now because their prime minister declared war on us. He's threatening us. So we can't have them walking around here free as if it's not that, it's like it was a game, and them turn around and hit you or blow in your head now. What are you talking about? We can't trust nobody. All they too welcoming. That's why all they get put in slavery in the first place. A lot of you all just don't understand this game of life, and it's a game people playing out here. And people just play like they're nice, and they turn against you. Watch what happened to Palestinians when they welcome Israel, the Jews into Palestine, and they turn against them. These same Venezuelans will turn against all in here. So stop being so trustworthy of everybody, and stop trying to defend people. Worry about yourself. You see me out here studying people that are worrying about me. Worry about you. Don't defend nobody, don't stick up for nobody, don't talk up for nobody. Let them police, everybody who have a pirogue, every boatman, pack them up and let them drop them back on their shores. Let Maduro see about his people, seeing that he have nothing but disrespect for us and our Prime Minister. Let him see about his people. Time to pack them up and send them back home. We're under national security threat. That is state of emergency. Them is a security risk now. Because of what Maduro is saying, he put them at risk. We're supposed to be watching them suspicious, but why are they so lackadaisical? Because nothing never really happened in this life to all. They feel everything is a joke. And God is a trinity. God looking to teach all you a lesson too. Live good, live right, live well. Time for you to wake up and learn. And a lot of the PNM people get addicted to the lifestyle that the Venezuelans bring into this country. So all the cheap drugs, cheap guns, and access to things, and prostitution and many women. Or they get addicted to vice, so they lose all their morality, you know. They never had morality. There's never righteous people. Or they was always corrupted. They just show it now, and now it's time for judgment. It's either they become righteous, repent, and serve some kind of higher power and higher principle, or they have to find some kind of human decency, you know, themselves, and learn to fight for what they believe in. If they don't stand for nothing, or they'll fall for anything, you know. So it's either they wake up and shake up the place, or get ran over. And they like to get run over, or they like to get humiliated, or they like to get embarrassed. Remember?
They decided to make the plot. They created the plot. This was a recent plot that was done when Maduro sent a threat back to Trinidad. And Kamala Bosad-Sessa, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, when she replied and she sent back message to Maduro, Maduro sent back threat and tell Kamala calm down. Right? Because you know why? This is a secret plot by the PNM government. My gosh. In case you didn't hear what I say, the PNM government, the last administration that ruled Trinidad for 9 years, how much time? Stuart Young. How much time did Stuart Young left Trinidad to go Venezuela? During COVID, there was a lady by Delcy. Delcy came Trinidad when all planes was grounded, when they couldn't leave Trinidad to go nowhere during COVID. They were flying all over the world. Don't you remember I told you all that? I told you all specifically, brothers and sisters, during COVID time, that these prime ministers and presidents and people of high places, they were flying all over the world when airports were locked down. They were flying all over the world having a good time. They didn't give a shit about none of us.
Y desde acá, desde el Estado Sucre, un mensaje muy claro a los gobiernos vasallos del Departamento de Guerra de los Estados Unidos, el gobierno de Trinidad y Tobago, el gobierno de Guyana. Tómenlo con calma, no se atrevan y no se les ocurra. Se están prestando para los planes perversos de una agresión contra el pueblo de Bolívar. Pero también, presidente, se están prestando para desestabilizar a todo el Caribe y a este continente. Y desde